But Cain grew lonely in his power. Deep within him, the seed of loneliness blossomed and grew a dark flower. He saw within his blood the potence of fertility. By calling up demons and listening to whispered wisdom, he learned the way to make a child of his own. Hello, and welcome to Valley by Night. Dire Bears Tuesday night Vampire Chronicle. I'm your storyteller for the evening, Jason from over at the Nerd Eternal Network. And with me as usual will be Sarah playing Jolene, Eric playing Samuel, Rap playing Maeve, Duba playing Alexander, and Decca playing Blackjack. Let's see, last session. Let's see, what went on last session?
Elysium.
That's right. Mostly Elysium.
Yeah, it was mostly Elysium. Basically, the prince alerting the city to the fact that Grandmother Dorcas has gone rogue. He had stopped short of actually declaring a blood hunt on her. She sent a messenger. He kind of rejected the excuses she was making. Basically said she needed to speak to him in person. I believe it was a Nos known as Delve that she. That
it was Delve. It was Blackjack's buddy who got judged the shit out of as he walked by twice.
Look, man, you're not as scary as Grandma. You know. Sorry, it's the way it is. There was some encounter between a Malkavian and a raven or a crow outside that Samuel got into a little bit. Not saying that'll be significant, but you know.
It occurred.
But plans were made. The prince essentially ordered Jolene to start training all the Thin Bloods in alchemy, so that they could learn to develop a formula that would allow them to see the Nosferatu as they're obfuscated. Something Samuel had learned how to do, and some of the Malkavians knew how to do. From there, we are jumping 2 months. So we are going from like July 21st to September 28th.
Ooh.
In that time, let me scroll back up here where I've got my notes. Because y'all drop way too many memes. All right.
You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Right.
No. Don't get DMCA'd for us.
All right. So the city goes on a war footing. There are several attacks throughout the city. Everybody claims it's the Nos, and most of them probably are. A few of them are probably kindred to the city, taking shots at old rivals. Samuel is attacked outside of Crestwood Medical Center. Let's see, and I believe Sam basically dealt with that by taking off.
Yeah, because hospitals have a lot of cameras. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he dealt with that by taking off and making sure that he lost them.
Mm.
Then noting that they were bold enough to attack him pretty much right out in front of the hospital.
Yeah, they had hoodies up and stuff. So if you review, if you reported to security and they reviewed the film, it looks like a couple of guys in hoodies tried to mug you or something. It's kind of where the security guys are. Their heads at.
And he did report it for that, just to basically get, the kindred who are in that side of the world kind of on the know about it. Then he went a little bit incognito for the next 2 or 3 nights to check on Dompe and Samantha, because he needed to know if they were also targeted. The Nos knew about them.
Thus far, they do not seem to have been.
Okay.
You
But
haven't
what
seen any
happened to
Nos sneaking around. They haven't been hurt in any way.
You know what happens to a kindred when their touchstones are messed with.
Oh yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So he checked on them,
Okay.
and then once there's nothing going on with that, then he would.
There was an assassination attempt made on Lady Deschler, primogen of the Ventrue clan, and one of her children met final death in the conflict. The prince has basically forbidden Scylla and Charybdis to leave her side. This is taking place in August, in late July through August. Let me specify that. Cullen contacts Maeve. He's found the item that he's been looking for all this time. He's fairly certain he's being followed. He ditched it somewhere and basically lets her know where it's at and asks if she'll pick it up while he kind of leads his pursuers off.
Which Maeve does. She, of course, will let Samuel know anything before that.
And what it is several fragments of a large clay tablet. It is covered in cuneiform. Maeve's no expert, but obviously it's very, very old.
Ancient.
Mm-hmm.
Some would use that term. Alexander deals with many attempts to hack his surveillance network that he has set up throughout the domain. They specifically seem to be trying to get into the traffic cameras close to Blackjack's farm and the ones that look at the entrance to the ledges. But Alexander and his ghouls are pretty well stay on top of it. As far as they know, they've successfully kind of kept them out. Grandmother Dorcas seems to have put a price on his head. While she would prefer to have him in one piece that she could deal with him herself, she is willing to pay for just somebody literally bringing her the head. Not a lot of love lost there.
Traitors.
Yeah, she wants to make an example out of him. She also contacts the Banu Hakim about taking out a
contract.
let's see. Oh, yeah.
A hit.
A hit on Alexander. But they refuse because they are, part of the Camarilla now, so they'd have to get the prince's permission before they took a contract inside his city. So they refused. They reported it to the prince, and Abla mentioned it to Samuel. The prince gives Alexander some access to some resources to help beef up security. Partly because the Jones Valley coterie seems to be one of the main targets, and because their domain borders right up against one of the entrances to the ledges. So in helping you protect yourself, it's also helping you protect him.
Fair.
Oh, let's see. Blackjack's trying to rebuild his farm, but the insurance company is dragging its feet. The house burning down is a clear case of arson, so there's all sorts of investigations going on. Blackjack has to go and talk to the police multiple times.
Blackjack has he went to some weird 24-hour Home Depot and bought a ton of wood. Is willing to do it himself, and he just is being stuck with the insurance.
And the fact that while the investigation is going on, they're not really letting you do anything.
It's really harrowing for him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just piles of wood around the farm.
What was Blackjack's ghoul's name again? I always forget.
Gargano.
Gargano is perhaps a little worse injured than you were led to believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's recovering quickly. The folks at the hospital are surprised at how quickly he's recovering.
At some point, I would ask Alexander to cut the feed for the briefest of minutes, so I could just have a snack.
Well, there's not cameras in the hospital room on him.
Okay. Then
he's not under suspicion. He got jumped by somebody. They're
right. Just give him a little nibble.
But talking to him and from where he's talked to doctors, they're really surprised that the beating he took didn't kill him.
Mhm.
Clearly, having been your ghoul for a while now, he's starting to toughen up some.
It's good.
Yeah, Samuel probably helped with that whole nonsense since he's at Crestwood.
Yeah, you could have easily gotten access to him.
Mm-hmm.
Smuggle blackjack in a duffel bag.
I mean, even if somebody
Same.
noticed that he wasn't one of your patients or something, it's easy to go, oh, well, he works for a buddy of mine. I'm just checking in on him.
I'm what
Yeah.
you call an orderly.
But yeah, Samuel probably more than likely used Dominate to sort of become that ghoul's on-site position,
Okay.
just because ghoul.
Oh, yeah. Well, other than him recovering kind of quick, nothing else is particularly suspicious about him.
Mhm.
And while it's remarkable how fast he's recovering, not to the point of being, like, super suspicious. Let's see. Also with Blackjack, Sheriff Jonas comes by and offers Blackjack a position as deputy.
He does not take it full time. He takes it just until this investigation is over, unless there's something really good about it that comes of it.
Basically, Blackjack's gonna try a temporary during this crisis.
And I would make it perfectly clear to him if this isn't my thing, then I will back off from it, and I don't want any hard feelings between us.
The sheriff is fine with that. He appreciates your willingness to help out in a crisis, even if you're not really a joiner. I mean, he's Brujah. He kind of gets that.
Yeah.
Jolene is running around like a chicken with her head cut off. Because you're still working at the Waffle House. You're going to college. You're spending a lot of time teaching the Thin Bloods alchemy.
She looks like dog shit.
And you try to think nice things about him, but you're starting to wonder if the Thin Bloods are dumb. It's just taking them forever to catch on. A couple of the other ones that are already alchemists that are helping you, though, try to explain to you that you've caught on to this stuff a lot quicker than most people. A lot quicker than they did, Be patient. But you managed to get a couple of them up to a level where they can create the quote-unquote ICU potion. And they begin helping work security around the ledges. Late in August, the wards that y'all have around the apartment building the Thin Bloods live in, Casa del Thin Blood, trigger. When they trigger, Walker tries to call Samuel. It's during the day, though, so Samuel is sleeping. One of his ghouls gets the call.
I'm about to say his ghoul, his administrative ghoul, Isaac, would respond.
And how does Isaac respond to it?
Isaac's aware.
Oh, yeah, he's a ghoul.
That situation because he's his administrative guy. So, but yeah, he would respond basically the same way Samuel would, just like, and he'd go and check it out. He'd bring the other two ghouls with him.
They could not get on the property because of the ward. And then once you're up and can investigate yourself, you're pretty sure whatever triggered it didn't actually get through it. So that's a little worrying. And it has the prince begin talking about wanting to move Jolene and the Thin Bloods into the ledges where he can keep them more secure. The Thin Bloods are a little split on it. Some of them like the idea of the extra security. Some of them just don't trust the prince. It really comes down to what Jolene can talk them into. You get the impression that they'll follow her lead.
She'll pretty much tell him, I mean, you're not going to get as much help if we stay out here. And playing by the prince's rules is going to get us some brownie points in the long run. So she'll pretty strongly encourage them to move up there.
Okay.
If need be, if like they were like, well, why don't you come live there too? She'll be like, okay, fine, I'll move there, but I've got a freaking target on my back.
And then towards the end of August, Travis reappears in the city. He'd been kind of MIA for a while. He confirms that the Bali were using the Belfont power plant as a base. For anyone that doesn't remember, Belfont's a unfinished nuclear plant in North Alabama.
So he says was like past tense.
Is I shit. I'm sorry.
They're not there anymore. Okay.
Oh, he was saying yes. They were using it.
They were using it.
The reason he was out of contact for so long was he was following them north. They basically moved into Tennessee and up into the mountains around Chattanooga. And he followed them that far and then alerted the Prince of Chattanooga of their presence before returning to Huntsville. Let's see. Get me down here to September. Past all the means. All right.
To pin this stuff.
With the information Travis brought back to him, the Prince confronts Alejandro. Alejandro claims to have never been to the power plant, and when pressed by the fact that I believe it was Scott was his right-hand man. Was seen there. He suggests that Scott may have been acting on his own or for someone else. When they send for Scott to question him, he can't be found. When they question the rest of the Tremere, about their traveling out of town briefly, the distraction stuff they've been doing. They were just following Scott's orders. They assumed the orders were coming for Alejandro, though they admit Alejandro himself never actually gave any of them. Samuel Sire Henry, of course, doesn't know anything about what's going on. He can verify there were nights that Alejandro wasn't at the Chantry, but that's not unusual. And there were nights that he knows some of the younger ones were off doing, errands or whatever. He will admit that the frequency seemed a little odd to him, but he's new to this Chantry. He doesn't know how Alejandro ran things. And Travis has to admit that he never actually saw Alejandro at the plant. Now, Samuel, of course, has given the Prince all the information that he had to offer. Mentions the book on demonology that Scott seemed so nervous about. And the Prince uses some of this information to kind of press Alejandro. But he keeps up with his excuses. Still kind of laying it all at Scott's feet. And the Prince wouldn't have brought up the book or anything that would expressly out Samuel as his source of information. He discusses it with Samuel, wants to continue using Samuel as his inside man. On the surface, he seems to accept Alejandro's excuses, though there's a big loss of face for Alejandro because he's had this conspiracy going on behind his back or whatever. In private with Samuel, though, the Prince is convinced Alejandro's guilty. He needs a little more proof before he declares a blood hunt on him. The Tremere clan as a whole do not take kindly that sort of thing if you don't have evidence.
Yeah.
By the same token, if you can prove he's trafficking with demons, then the clan may put a blood hunt on him. The entire Camarilla sect may put a blood hunt on him.
Yep. That'll end poorly.
Don't summon demons.
Yes. Demons bad.
Yeah.
There are several attacks made against the Toreador. Two of Miles Ross's child are meet final death. He's the primogenitor Toreadors. And he himself was injured in one of these attacks. Him and Dorcas have butted heads plenty of times. It's kind of the classic Toreador Nos.
Classic beauty versus ugly.
Yeah. I mean, they've just classically not liked each other.
Mhm.
It's rarely come to this level of violence, but I guess grandmother has figured in for a penny, in for a pound.
As well.
As of late September, most of the Thin Bloods have finally learned to make the ICU potion. For most of them, it's all they can do to keep their supply up. So that's pretty much their full-time jobs at this point. They've moved into the Lidges. The prince has them on kind of a stipend, to pay for their supplies and other little stuff they need, clothing. All of them have a much larger wardrobe that's appropriate for Elysium's now. Some of the high mucky mucks in town have been trying to buy Thin Bloods from the prince at this point, because they want the security of somebody that can see the Nos coming. The prince isn't selling them though. He actually kind of mumbles something. At one point, he mumbles something about that sort of thing being kind of what ran his mortal family into ruin. But he does loan them out to people that he thinks are important. That's important to keep them safe, or people he just wants favors from. Most of the high-ranking kindred in the city want one, other than a lot of the Malkavians, and Alejandro has not asked for any. So effectively, the Thin Bloods are working for the prince, and in helping him earn favors from other kindred, they're kind of earning favors from him. It's kind of the tradition of how the kindred interact with each other. It's kind of a economy of favors.
The kindred once hunted, now very high commodity. I just hunted for a different reason.
And so far, the kindred of the city, while non-Tremere tend to be a little freaked out by blood sorcery. Well, not the Banu Hakim, they deal with it too, but they don't seem to be looking at alchemy. They're seeing that it's useful. They're not looking at it as being that powerful or that's something they've got to worry about as much. The story of what went on at the quarry has not really gotten out. And the few that have heard what Jolene was doing there, don't believe it.
I'm sorry, it's just this big old lap of void. See the beady eyes just staring at the camera.
But, because, most of them, all they're seeing the Thin Blood do is the see the unseen. And maybe one or two of them talk about being able to do the mist smoke screen thing. I forget what it's called.
Please.
Kindred are like, those are basic abilities.
Yeah, it's very useful, but, in this particular circumstance.
Except for flying.
Well, like I said, most of them aren't believing that. So.
Most of them can't.
The next
fly.
time Jolene goes full God Queen of the Thin Bloods and, Supergirl somebody may freak, the establishment out. Let's see. Maeve's...
By the same token, she hangs out with Samuel, and that man becomes a firestorm in any given day.
Yep. But, Maeve's sire Colin, spends a few weeks laying low down in Arab, which is kind of southeast, the next town southeast. But he's by the end of the month he returns to the city feeling like he's ditched his pursuers. For the previous week, he has not contacted Maeve in person, but he has been exchanging some texts with her, letting her know he's in town and that he is arranging the pickup from his employer. And she's willing he'd have her go as backup when the actual exchange takes place. He doesn't expect any backstabbing, but
He of course is gonna say yes because because that's her sire. She's not gonna leave him high and dry.
The prince takes a team made up of deputies, pretty much your entire coterie, and the gargoyle Scylla down into the caves. The gargoyles have a little more freedom now since, he can always have a thin blood with Lady Deschler to keep an eye out. But he takes that down into the caves where Samuel saw the sleeping ancient one. Samuel leads you down there without any trouble. It's a longer trip than you thought it would be. In your vision, you were moving at great speed, apparently. So it's quite deep. But when you get there, everything has been removed. There's signs that things were sitting there. There's signs of that stuff being scooted and moved. It's clear that the cave has been cleared out recently. Once you get back to the surface, the prince seems to be pretty upset about it and kind of heads off on his own. You note that, generally speaking, it looks like he's heading off, and from comments he's made, you think he's heading off to the refuge, which, as we've established, is he keeps off limits to the other kindred of the city, but ventures there himself fairly regular.
Yeah.
And then just a couple of days ago, Alejandro let Samuel know that he has prepared a ritual that he thinks, or is preparing a ritual that he thinks will help them track down Dorcas and the Nos.
Okay.
He's been, there was a Nos prisoner taken last session. And the prince has basically allowed him the use of that Nos's blood for the ritual. So, it's going to be pretty much the entire coterie involved in this ritual when they finally perform it.
The entire clan?
Within the city, yes.
Okay.
Chantry, not coterie, Chantry.
Right. I was about to go, wait a minute. Are we involving the entire coterie in blood sorcery? What's going on?
No, the Chantry, excuse me.
Okay.
Let me see. And I think that pretty well catches us up.
Two things.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this went a lot faster than it usually does. This is great.
Woo, 30 minutes.
Should have been doing this the entire time.
Samuel would mention to the prince about that
Yes.
ritual that he knows. Illuminate the trail of prey. He will mention that it is devilishly difficult, but he could get someone who is a much better tracker than him to be the recipient of the ritual, to have them hunt for Dorcas or anything else, really.
Okay.
Or any of the Nos deputies that they know of that aren't accounted for, that kind of a thing. Because, as far as I understand, Obfuscate doesn't hide them from the ritual's effects.
Well, no, it probably wouldn't. You might be following the trail, the trail just stops and I don't see nobody.
Yeah.
Something like that might happen, but...
Well, yeah, it doesn't here's an outline of the guy. But... also, during those 2 months, he would go to Arif and mention to him that he is interested in courting Abla.
Arif seems a little surprised when you bring that to him. Which leads you to believe that Bruce and Anya may not have mentioned it to him because you had kind of felt them out on him.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's a little surprised. But he basically tells you, Abla's, she's a grown woman. She's been a kindred as, she was embraced around the same time he was. They're not, they were, and you've gotten this from Abla. They were embraced by the same person around the same time. Oops, we just lost a Decca, I think. But so At the very least, he's not disapproving of your attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Do you bring it up to Obla in this 2 months, or is that gonna?
Yeah,
Say
he
something.
would. He wasn't sure in their culture, like, if he needed to talk to Arif first, but he
Arif
would bring it up
appreciates
to
it. I
Abba
mean,
afterwards.
they've been living in the U.S. for some time now, but yeah.
Mhm.
Certainly, in their mortal days, that was the appropriate way to do it.
Yeah. But he would bring it up to Anya after that.
You mean Obla?
Abla, that's it.
Oops! Accidentally started courting the wrong Banu Hakim.
Yeah.
With all of them.
I just own the Banu Hakim now, it's fine.
I'm dating all the Banu Hakim.
They're all mine. I have the full
Oh no.
I have the full set.
Oh no.
I catch them all.
Banu Hakim, Huntsville
I was
edition.
wondering, why am I thinking flowers?
Just Banu Hakim, Huntsville edition.
It's like Jolene has now all these different mothers.
Oh god.
This is pretty weird.
2 stepmothers, 2 stepfathers, foster dad. It's kind of like Bill from Kill Bill, just collecting parental figures.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, he would talk to Abla.
All right, hang on just 1 second while I swap the overlays, because
Mm-hmm.
it may be a minute before Deca can get back with us.
I'm here.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, are you on camera? Or...
Hey,
Oh, that's right. I have to
you
invite you back to get you on camera.
Yeah,
Here I was waiting for you to just pop back in.
I was, but the crash took a little too long.
Mm.
This internet sucks, but it's what we got.
internet is internet.
Apologies. Did I
no.
miss anything?
Uh,
Oh,
Samuel went to talk to Arif about dating his daughter.
Yeah, I got that.
Then he misspoke, and it was a bunch of
Dad,
conversation about him
oh,
dating
sorry.
all the Banu Hakim
Just collecting all of them.
and all of Jolene's stepmother, stepfathers, to go along with her foster father.
We love a good polycule.
all the ships.
Mm-hmm.
It's the love dodecahedron. But I believe that catches us up with where we're at in September. So as the night starts, everybody let me know how hungry you are. Or if you get any hungrier, I should say.
What we have dropped down to during the time skip.
Let's start you all off at two hunger.
Even if I was already at 1?
Well, you've had 2 months, man. It's fluctuated.
I know, I'm just asking a question.
Just for simplicity, let's just start everybody at 2.
Yeah.
Maeve is definitely hungry and is gonna go hunting.
Oh boy.
All of us are just like, been a long 2 months.
Yeah.
We're all probably gonna go hunting.
Oh, we're hungry.
Hunting for
Hungry.
chicken nuggies.
I'm,
Give me the nugs.
I'm just gonna tap my herd and call it a day.
Can you? Okay,
I think
yeah,
I can,
true.
they're still there. I can still tap my herd.
But
That was the one thing I was worried about. The whole farm thing.
You
Well,
have
my
gotten,
cows.
in this time, you have gotten a kind of a temporary shelter where you can get them out of the weather if you need to.
Yeah.
It's September in Alabama, so it's not like it's super cold or anything yet.
Oh, right. I have to actually roll that, don't I? Brain. Okay. I'm not any hungry.
All right, so Blackjack just swings by the farm, taps the herd. When you get there, your ghoul is out of the hospital. He's still hobbling around a bit, you know. Tries not to
Just
use
take
his
your time.
cane, but has to use his cane.
Just take your time, buddy. It comes back naturally over time. Don't worry about it.
At some point, you've had to order him, do not show up at the farm until you're better.
Listen, you can come watch the cows. That's fine. Just don't go to the farm. There's nothing we can do anyway.
And he's gotten some temporary help to help do some actual stuff, since the Thin Bloods are otherwise occupied at the moment.
Yeah.
You don't think the new employees like him very much, though.
That's fair.
Seems like he's even once you banned him from showing up at the farm, it's like he's calling them constantly to make sure, you know.
I mean, I did that to him, so that's fair.
He feels awful bad about, you know, letting himself get beat up like that and letting your house burn.
Don't worry about it. It happens, and we just rebuild. We're going to be defiant in these days. You got it?
Yeah, that gets a hell yeah out of him. Maeve, you get a call from early in the evening. You get a call from, or a text from Colin. He has set up the business meeting that he had spoken to you about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he'll be by your place, you know, a few hours, you know.
Okay, that'll give her enough time to go hunting and
Yeah.
get back home in time.
She has got enough time to you know, you got enough time to walk your dog and then go hunting, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Bad. Damn.
That's not good.
No.
I think you needed 3.
I'm gonna. Yeah. She's gonna be hungry.
Now, you could burn a willpower for a reroll.
I could, but I can only roll 1 dice.
Why do you have 3 hunger dice? Oh, that's right. I started you off at 2 and you...
Because you started us
You
at
failed.
2.
Yeah,
You
you start
monster.
off. Yeah,
Alright.
exactly. That's why I have 3 hunger dice.
Look, before session, we were talking about Deca having 30 points spent up yet and build. Clearly, I've been too kind to you.
No,
Next 4
Colin's a
sessions,
desperate-
pure hell.
It's called Deca just doesn't use any points.
He got to a point that he wanted and then was wobbling on what to do.
I had 3 in Fortitude. I had 3 in Potence. I had 3 in Presence. I don't want anything else from there.
Now, on the other hand, if you re-roll that dice and got a success, though, that would make the roll successful.
It would. Let's just do the 1 dice.
I mean, how often do you need your willpower?
We have Tremors that do have Dominate.
Nope, I still don't do any good. I'm just gonna be hungry.
Yep, you just have a hard time. You can't seem to catch anybody alone or in small enough groups to risk jumping them.
And always watching my back doesn't help either.
Yeah. Alexander,
Yes, sir.
are you going to hunt?
He gonna try? Oh, he gonna try.
All right. Now, you've had 2 months. If Samuel gives you permission, you could have reset up your pantry in his house. No?
I highly doubt.
Samuel's not going to let him have a room full of rats?
Absolutely not.
I'm about to say absolutely not.
Alan just comes over and Alexander just walks out with, like, sipping on a rat.
He just has a bunch of rats in his pockets.
Oh yeah, no, it's just like he's got
It's in a koozie, legs sticking out.
oh yeah, little koozie,
Okay.
just the rat sitting there, and just Abla comes up like, oh hey, how you doing?
Also, I forgot to mention, 'cause I didn't think about it. At some point during those 2 months, Samuel would have found a place for Alexander to stay. He's not staying with Samuel for very long.
I figured as much. Even if it's just a new little hole in the ground. I'll avoid.
Alexander, your temporary base of operation is under one of the houses in the ledges. It's one of the older houses up there. It was built by one of the German scientists that they brought over after the war. Yet a lot of those brought to Huntsville.
Oh, that makes sense. Again,
Uh,
gotta have the sharpest minds to keep up in the space race, right?
And, so that was during the 50s. So this guy has a fairly sizable bomb shelter built up under the house.
All right.
I mean, it's not a huge space. It's not as big as having your own house, but...
It's better than nothing.
Right. Some of the Deschler's ghouls live in a house above you.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, he would probably, if that being the case, he would have definitely had set up a new small or stock of rats
So,
to keep hold of.
if you want to use your herd points, I'll let you do that.
Alright. Last time I checked, I had 2 herd points, so I'm just going to tap clean, and that way I'm sliding down to 1 hunger, and I'll be good. Thank you, Samuel, for letting me know that.
Alright, so that covers everybody except Jolene.
What is the food situation that the Thin Bloods are set up with?
That's a good question.
Is it just like blood bags, or?
Actually, yes, since most of the Thin Bloods can eat off blood bags, that's generally how they're doing it.
She would, after having put up with just everybody for the past 2 months, she'd really want to go hunt, but she figures she'll probably get shit if she gets caught outside of, the area. She's gonna begrudgingly down a blood bag, just pop a Capri Sun straw into and just sit there doing her homework.
And we just got a follow.
Woo!
From
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
IG Bert, I guess is how I say that.
Oh wait, Egbert. Hi,
Egbert.
Iggy.
Oh.
Oh, somebody y'all know. Cool.
Yep.
Iggy!
That makes it less awkward.
There.
He just gets to listen to his roleplay. He gets to hear it in stereo because he's not that far down the hall.
Nope.
He's like right back there. If you look at the
Yeah. If you look at that hallway behind Rabbit, he's just back there in the darkness. He's nossing it
With
up.
Vinny. With Vinny.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Vinny. Okay.
He's back there in the void.
You probably seen him on my stream walking around.
Yeah.
So.
Joe will begrudgingly drink a Capri Sun.
It's cold. You like
As ice.
it, warm and wriggling in your mouth.
This is not nearly as fun.
On the
as
edge
Joe
of
had
death.
to chase it down. Somebody throw this blood bag across the room. I'm gonna try and catch it.
Yeet.
Sorry,
Oh
that
my
threw me
God.
off for a second.
I'm just picturing
I
one
was
of the Thin
not-
Bloods setting the bag on top of a remote control car and then racing it around the room while Jolene tries to stop
But I
it.
just imagine all of them are probably just like. It was cool for like
Playing
the
hot
first month, and now
potato?
they're all just getting annoyed with each other.
Just drink the fucking bag. It's not that bad. Jesus Christ.
They're a little bit more spread out now than they were at Casa del Thin Blood.
Yeah.
It's
but
a
still,
couple of them in a
everybody is,
house with their own labs, so.
Yeah. But everyone just like getting cabiny fever.
Yeah, everybody's still a little tense. It's not quite as bad as when they were all crammed into those few apartments, though.
Yeah.
And they feel a little more secure because they can see security. Yeah, Samuel told them about the wards, but that wasn't something they could really see.
Yeah.
That was black magic.
Fake bullshit. Placebo.
Now they can see a Bruja like this.
Alright. So y'all taking care of that. Jolene got to shift to the Waffle House to work. Samuel, you're left a message from Alejandro.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
That ritual he's been talking about, he's prepared. You'll need to meet him at what was that place called again? Bird on the Mountain. I've been there once for an Elysium. He's got the place rented out because he needed space, and traditionally this is performed at the highest point.
Right.
Which technically the highest point in Huntsville is the Ledges. But Bird Mountain is probably the second.
Yeah.
And it's a place of
Second
historical significance, so he thinks it will be fine for the ritual.
I was gonna say, is that gonna like make the ritual hinky because Tremere rituals are very specific.
That may be part of why it's taking him so long to get kind of stuff prepped.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the way he describes it, it's similar to the ritual you were telling Samuel was telling the prince about, but it's kind of a bigger, badder version of that. You're not sure exactly what all it entails. But
Yeah, he'll go. he'll have Isaac send a message to the seneschal for the prince saying that Alejandro summoned Samuel to do the ritual for the Nos.
okay. And Alejandro has mentioned that he was working on this to the prince. This is not a surprise to the prince.
Yeah, but he's just letting the prince know that it's happened. It's could be happening tonight.
It's happening.
So the time you were given was like, be there about midnight.
Okay.
So you got a little time up early in the evening to do whatever you need to.
Yeah. He'd work with Isaac to get that message sent out. And then honestly probably text Abla if she did agree to
What
courtship
you
with him.
doing?
No, you hang up first.
I just imagine the entire coterie giving him shit about this if they even hear about it.
Uh-huh.
Just imagine next to Elysium, she just walks over just in plain view of the entire coterie, just gives him a kiss on the cheek or something, and then leaves.
I don't know. She's awfully old-fashioned. I don't know how, or awfully old. I wonder how she'd be about public displays of affection. Or how much Samuel would be, for that matter. He is also
Yeah,
very
no
old.
kidding. He is very old. But he also works with a lot of young people, too.
This is very true.
Being influenced by all the fucking kids.
So anyway, so Colin, an hour or so later, after your failed hunt, Colin meets you up at your place. And were you keeping the slab or the tablet pieces at your house, or had you hidden them somewhere else?
I'd hidden them somewhere else.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my brain just goes, return the slab.
God damn it.
You have to tell me about what that reference is later.
Okay.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds vaguely familiar. I mentioned the Four Seasons Hotel in another game, and everybody starts dying laughing, and I had no idea what they were going on with that.
Yeah.
But so y'all pick it up. Colin's looking it over. Making sure there's no damage to it. I mean, it's broken into pieces already.
But the pieces are individually wrapped and then all wrapped together.
And Ziploc bags, and they have a rubber band around it.
No, because then she dug a hole and shoved the pieces in the hole and covered it up.
Well,
Sarah and I
when you
just
found the
thought-
pieces, they were in a sort of wooden
Oh, then she would have.
kind of frame and.
Then she would have buried the wooden box.
Okay.
Turn into dog. Dig hole.
So yeah, you dig it up.
Make-
Colin pulls it up and kind of brushes it off. Looks at the stones inside. Well, the frame's ruined, but that wasn't what the client was concerned with.
I'm hoping not.
You know, and it's it's a good. Well, I can't fit my hands in the cameras, but it's a good size something. Yeah, I don't have anything around here that's similar size. But fits in your trunk without too much trouble.
Mhm.
And the place that you're needing to take it is a little community called Legacy Cove. If you look on the map, it's right here.
Right.
So you go down,
Where?
kind of past the.
Wait, right where? Because I don't think we're on the same
on the
map.
Oh! Have I not moved y'all over? I'm sorry.
Must I think we're on a different map.
Yeah, now all know how the people at home feel since they've never gotten to see the maps.
Okay, so where is it at? Okay.
Over there, and up there.
So it's kind of not quite halfway past the Rocket Center down out of town to Mooresville.
Mhm.
And then a bit south. And it's kind of, it's this little sliver of city property. Well, lots of homes. Kind of surrounded by kind of the swampy marshlands. I think it's Indian Creek that runs mostly through there before it kind of dips into the Tennessee.
Mhm.
It's not technically part of the refuge, but it's all that same kind of environment.
Yeah.
At least I don't think it's technically. What I've been referring to as the refuge is actually a few different little things that are all kind of connected and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's right down there, kind of bordering where the place that the princess is forbidden.
Yeah.
But it's in the city proper, so. So you drive, you're driving down there, following the instructions, the directions he gave you. He's keeping his head on, he's in the passenger seat, keeping his head on a swivel. Seems pretty confident nobody's following you.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So you drive down there, past a bunch of houses, right to that southern border. Into a little area where you can tell there's a couple of the houses, at least a couple of the houses are empty through here. And there's some new houses being constructed in the area. Yeah, pretty decent neighborhood, all in all. You get to the end of the road, and there's where the road stops. There's some gravel that continues on a little ways, kind of into the wooded area. All right, this is where we're supposed to meet him. Look, Colin checks his watch because he's old enough that he wears a watch instead of just using his phone.
Maeve is gonna pull out her phone and in a group text with Samuel and Alexander, tell them to keep a track on the location of the phone, just in case if shit goes south.
Alexander will quickly respond, as you wish. And keep track.
Okay, it pings where she's at. Which is, technically still in the Huntsville city limits, but kind of out there a ways.
Not in the boonies.
As y'all are sitting there, you see a man start walking out of the wooded area, kind of walking along that little gravel road I was talking about. As he approaches, you can see a little gray in his hair. There's one or two kind of street lights through here, or security lights. So things are lit if they're not, particularly bright. Colin tells you, all right, that's him. What you notice right away is, one, he looks Native American. And there is a crow sitting on his shoulder. He also has a sort of briefcase-sized. It almost looks like a briefcase, but it looks like a hard, kind of rubberized plastic on the outside. Like it's really meant to keep something secure in, like, all weather conditions kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Maeve's gonna stare at the crow and see if she recognizes it, because she was the one that caught the crow. And she's the one that carried the crow.
It's a crow.
It could be different.
It's black, like the crow you caught. It's roughly the same size, but it's half the crows in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Colin is getting out of the car. Are you getting out, or are you staying in the car?
I'm gonna get out the car and lean against my car.
Colin nods to the man. A talk. Do you have it? Colin kind of gestures back to the car. It's here. I finally managed to track it down. The woman who owned it isn't happy with me for having lost it. Luckily, she's pretty tied up with some other conflicts, so... I'm not sure how she managed to loot it out of the Decatur Chantry. Oh, all this and Eric's gone. Shame.
And he
there
no, he just came and said right here, he's like, Decatur Chantry, you say?
It's like,
Just, like, into the screen.
You said what?
I was gone. I need to write this down. I need notes.
While they're talking, the crow's just sitting there, kind of pruning itself. Every now and then it glances over at Maeve, goes back to pruning itself.
Learned its lesson this time.
Be a different
The man opens the case he's carrying a little bit so Colin can see what's inside. Colin nods, goes down to the trunk, gets the thing out. He had kind of wrapped the whole thing in cloth once I got it out, and he pulls that back. He takes out a little flashlight, and, so the guy can have a good look at it. You see him. The man puts his hands kind of on the glass, and it's kind of running his hands along like he's, and you see his lips moving like he's reading the cuneiform. Yes, this definitely looks like what I hired you for. I'm not sure if it's actually got the information that I needed, but you've concluded you're a part of our arrangement. I can study it in detail later. While he's doing that, you notice the crow kind of leans over and is looking at the cuneiform too.
That's an interesting crow you have there, sir.
Oh, he's not that interesting.
No?
No. He talks a lot, but doesn't say very much.
It's not one of those shape-shifting crows, is it?
That's not real. That. Let's see. How does he respond to that? He just sort of looks at you and arcs an eyebrow.
I ran into one many, many months back. Kind of got away from me.
Very peculiar. And then he goes back to reading like he's just not answering your question.
Huh? Mind your business.
But he doesn't seem shocked by you saying that. I mean, his mildly surprised like you just blurted out like that. But he hands the case over to Colin, who goes and puts it in the trunk. While Colin's doing that, Maeve, this fella, Atak, was what Colin called him. Oh, and when he speaks, he has got an accent.
How do you spell a talk?
ATOC.
Okay.
He's got an accent. Sounds. You can't place it real specific, but it makes you kind of think South American. It's not a thick accent. He's not having any trouble, speaking English. Been looking for this for quite some time. So how have things been going in Huntsville?
It's going as it does right now.
A lot of infighting and squabbling.
Would Maeve know that if any of the Huntsville information got out anywhere with the fighting?
It's a safe bet that neighboring cities have some idea of what's going on. The Camarilla has not made, to your knowledge, any specific statements about it. You haven't had any Justicars or anything show up to investigate.
Yeah.
Because while there has been, while there has been violence going on, nothing of particular note has made it into the press. The Masquerade does not seem to be threatened by it. Both sides of this conflict seem to be going out of their way to preserve the Masquerade during this conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So in some ways, the larger sect looks at it as not really our business yet.
Okay.
If things start to get too wild, then they would be likely to step in. Because they would decide, okay, the prince can't handle his crap. Which is when
take out the prince, put a new prince in, clean it all up.
That's when the Justicars come in. And, they might just come in and wipe out one side or the other. If they decided it was gross incompetence, then the prince might get stepped down.
Forcefully.
As forcefully as the prince would make it happen. But so far, it's pretty confined to the city. You're sure rumor has gotten out because
Rumors, yeah. She'd be like, well, with a lot of the issues we've been dealing with the past couple of months,
Mm-hmm,
it was just a matter of time until something escalated.
Colin opens the car door. He nods to a knock. I guess our business here is concluded. And, gets back in the car. Anat looks at you, Maeve. I didn't catch your name.
How is she gonna answer this? Will she even answer him?
No, you didn't.
I mean, no, of course, because Colin didn't introduce her.
Well, Maeve was being super curious, so now it's her turn to get curious on.
She was just curious about the crow, not even about the guy. Able to read these pieces and say, oh, this is not the information I was looking for, but thank you for bringing this back to me anyway.
So, what does Maeve do?
You could just call me M and just get into the car. She'll just get into the car.
He just kind of chuckles and picks that whole thing up and kind of props up on one shoulder.
Strong boy.
Pretty strong. I mean, it's not a feat of inhuman strength, but he does it pretty casually. Well, good luck to you. You'll need
To
it.
you as well.
As he turns away, you'll need it when he wakes up. Starts trotting off into the...
She's gonna stop and be like, he?
He that sleeps under your city.
And who is he?
He's had a few names.
And can you just give me one of them?
He once called himself the King of Akkad.
And can you spell that for me? King of...
I can't after a quick Google.
That's fine!
Yeah.
I expected that.
You have all this Grecian Roman lore, and you're just like, wait a minute.
Alright. K-I-N-G.
I know King of.
Oh, you didn't specify.
I said King of, and if you can spell.
A-K-K-A-D.
Sounds about right.
A-K-K-A-D.
A-K-K-A-D.
Alright. And how do you know of him?
My family has a history with him.
Good history, bad history.
I mean no offense when I say this, but nothing good really comes from your people.
That's fair.
True.
And he keeps walking. As he's walking, the crow kind of turns around.
The crow winks somehow.
Well, it, as you know, crows, they're not necessarily as good at it as parrots, but they can sometimes mimic speech. So as he's disappearing into the I'm trying to say woods, and the words keeps trying to come out. As he walks into the woods, you hear the crow kind of call your name.
Lovely, that was the fucking crow.
Well, you know, he'd have given you the finger, but he's got wings at the moment.
Yeah. Maeve!
So Maeve will get back into the vehicle and look at Colin and be like, so how do you know him?
A flunky of his contacted me.
And how long have you known him?
A couple of years, I suppose. No. That'd take way too long. About a year.
Maeve's gonna pull out her phone and in the group text a meeting. And she's gonna head back.
Okay.
Question mark.
Now, like, as soon as I get back into town.
Text. I'm at work.
Yeah.
Like work, not crock pottery.
Is that the in-text code word for Thin Blood Alchemy? Crock pottery?
Not pottery work. I'm actually at work.
Blackjack gets there in 2 seconds flat. Foof!
Babe's not even there.
Let's
She
see.
says when she gets back into town.
Blackjack's from the 70s, so I imagine that he's making the Bionic, the $6 Million Man noise while he's running.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, Alexander's got to be scrubbing a lot of footage.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't perceive it, so
May's gonna be like, is this the first time meeting him? Or...
No, I've met with him in person on at least one other occasion. And his flunky has spoken with me a few times.
Did you know he knows what's under the city?
He just kind of looks at you. He has a very guarded look on his face.
So you knew.
He may have mentioned that something was sleeping under the city.
And when this issue started, you didn't want to say anything?
I didn't have any useful information. You already knew something was sleeping under the city, which is all I knew. And while I've known the man for a year, I don't know how trustworthy he is or where his information comes from. Though he seems to be well informed, I'll admit.
And that crow, has that crow always been with him?
Not every time. A time or two. Well, I guess he's met him twice. One of the times I met him in person, he had the crow on his shoulder like we just saw. The other time, he did not. But his flunky was with him that time. I had not made that connection.
Yeah, we were chasing a crow a while back after wolves had attacked a Thin Blood.
Oh, yes, that incident in North Huntsville. Yes, you've told me about that.
Yeah, that's the one that got away. Ate the eye, too.
Yeah,
Can't find him.
crows tend to do that.
But, it transformed into a human.
What did it look?
And-
What did the man look like?
She'll describe the man to Colin.
Colin nods his head. That I'd have to see to be sure, but that sounds like it could easily be the same man.
And that's how the crow knew my name.
Most likely, if he's been spying on you. I don't know a lot about that kind of creature, but I know they seek out secrets. They have like they have an almost Nosferatu's level obsession with it.
Mind me, guys. I'm just stretching my legs. I'm still here.
Well, this is going to be a lot more information than what we didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me a name.
What name did he give you?
King
But-
of Akkad? Atok.
No, Atok was
No,
the name.
Atok was the man's name.
Yeah,
Akkad.
I'll be
was
like,
the-
yeah,
Akkad is
Akkad.
right.
I'm looking like...
Yeah.
Okay, they just sound really similar.
They do.
Also, I'm like,
I'm sorry, I just looked up South American, Native American names. I had to pick one I could pronounce.
I mean,
Wait till the-
fair.
Look, I barely passed
till the next
in
campaign.
elementary school. I barely passed phonics when we were dealing with English. I'm kind of hopeless with anything else. And I am not looking forward to some of the names of the next campaign. Nicknames for everybody.
Go for it.
I mean, that's only fair.
Good stretch.
But anyway, Blackjack, you have no problem getting to the Primrose first.
Foo!
It's closed, of course. It's been closed while all this is going on. Because Bree is, like the rest of Thin Blood, she's been in
Cool.
Aunt Jolene's Thin Blood Alchemist boot camp.
Yep.
Thin Blood Alchemist Academy for people who can't Thin Blood Alchemy well.
Uh-huh.
How are you so stupid? Well, the other thing was like, it took us a couple of years to get where we're at. The ones that already had
In parentheses, Ant want to do other things.
They definitely seem to prefer it when one of the other already trained alchemists does the teaching.
Jolene's perfectly fine with that.
I'm sure Samuel's, of course, just proud of her. Oh, yeah, she's clearly a prodigy. It's the good genes.
She is her father's child.
You just see Samuel off to the side. He somehow is able to muster up a tear. It's a problem.
Well, you can cry in Vampire. It's just blood.
I mean, fair. He just gets some eye drops, just puts it in so he can have a normal tear in front of the kind.
How is Alexander planning to leave the Ledges to go to this meeting?
Carefully.
I mean, if Samuel's home.
He might not be, depending on what time this is going down.
This would be getting, because it'd take some time to, you could hit the highway and drive out part of the way to where this meeting was. But then it's smaller roads down from the highway, decent ways down to almost to the river. Or, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong spot. Down to Indian Creek.
Yeah.
So, it would take a while. Samuel probably does not have time to get to this meeting and still make it to Barrett on the Mountain.
No.
Okay, so... probably call an Uber?
I hate to bring up the fact you're a Nos, but...
well, yeah, fair crap.
I mean, if Maeve needs to pick up Alexander, he can always ask.
That's probably what he's going to have to do, because... unless there's secretly a tunnel that can get him down there, which
The tunnels in and out of the Ledges have been sealed.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I remember you saying, is that the tunnels are sealed, so it's like, yeah, well...
They make one specifically for Alexander.
They put a sign up only for Alexander. That'll keep ramming the Dorcas people out.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that'll work, because then at that point, every Nos will just be sitting there waiting like, go get him, go get him.
Everyone has a knife sharpened, just like...
Yeah, pretty much. Just ready to stab him the second he passes through it. No, he would just text Maeve saying, hey, Samuel can't give me a lift, can you come grab me?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so y'all swing by and pick him up. Over these past few months, the security at the Ledges guardhouse, they know to let any of y'all in, even Blackjack, whenever you show up. Well, Blackjack is temporarily a sheriff deputy right now.
So he's got...
But even prior to that, the coterie had just been given the green light.
Mm.
Why is it that now I imagine Deca has like a deputy pickup truck for temporary use? Sorry.
No, he's on a war footing. He's welded stuff to it. It looks like something out of Mad Max now.
Let me get back to you on that.
He drives by Starbucks. Everybody's just sitting there like, what was that?
Really likes Mad Max.
It's a prop.
So yeah, you pick him out without any trouble. And with the beefed up security, you've got eyes on the gate up to the ledges. Probably regular camera, probably one that can see in infrared. Which would pick a nos up if it had fed recently, at least. While they've got some blood pumping, they tend to be a little warmer than.
Yeah, just a bit.
IR probably wouldn't pick them up. But infrared should. So you drive out to the Primrose. Like I said, lights are off. It's been closed. It's been closed for these months.
Oh, yeah, finally showed up.
Blackjack's already there.
I told you I was out of town.
I know you.
Samuel, do you text him to say you can't make it?
Yeah, he'll say can't make it, having a family gathering.
How long?
However long it takes.
And Jolene is at work.
She's gonna be like, I have information that you're gonna want. So
Find me later.
if you can come to me at your earliest convenience would be great.
Per my last email.
So anyway, the three of y'all are having y'all's meeting.
Alright, so what I miss?
Their computers in the front rows, right?
Huh? Yeah, they have a computer here. We have a
Okay.
setup here still.
Yeah, Alexander had kind of his backup rig here.
Okay. She's gonna look at Alexander and be like, "Can you find, this king of Akkad online somewhere?"
I take it you wish for me to, I guess, find some type of source on this particular
Something.
king?
Something.
His Facebook page.
I mean, I can certainly give it a shot. Just give me a moment. He goes and warms up the computer. Lets it do its warm up, little loading phase, and starts looking up for this particular king. So, what do I need to roll for you, sir?
Okay, first, I have screwed up.
Oh,
Akkad was not the correct city.
Uh-huh.
It was
Okay.
Uruk. It was Uruk. URUK. My bad.
That's it. So we know it's a city now.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
you're gonna find that out with a simple.
Yeah.
You're gonna find that out with a simple Google.
See, I know who the king of Uruk is. Whew. This is gonna be
You're
fun.
not there.
Yes, you're not there. Nothing
You
from the
know
peanut
nothing, Samuel.
gallery.
You know nothing.
But
How do you
Akkad
know
was
that?
king of Akkad was like Sargon the Great. Is where the Akkadian language gets its name. It's where the Akkadians get their name.
See, so I
think
just
you
got
said
the
you were
wrong
UK?
information.
Yeah, that was on me. But you look up King of Uruk. You ain't even gotta make a roll. Like I said, a basic Google search will bring up some information. Uruk was one of your early Mesopotamian city-states. With it, you find well, the first king that gets mentioned, and if you search through thoroughly, you can find a few kings of this city that were named. But the one that stands out comes from a story from some ancient tablets. A story known as the Epic of Gilgamesh.
okay.
Yeah.
Gilgamesh was the king of Uruk. He is credited with building the walls around the city. Not necessarily physically doing it himself, but having them built. And that much is considered kind of historical record as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the epic was lost for centuries or well, maybe even 1,000 years or so. I think it was like the early 19th century, or can't remember if it was 18 something or 19 something when they were rediscovered. I think it was 18 something when they were rediscovered. But so anyway, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, you have this king that is said to be 2/3 god. I'm going to assume the Akkadians weren't big on math. I don't know.
Fair.
You know, big adventuring type. Met this kind of wild man. They become friends. It was like the only person he runs into that can kind of fight him to a standstill. Yes, Davey, the Epic of Gilgamesh is a really neat story. Eventually, his friend is killed, which starts Gilgamesh thinking about his own mortality. And he begins basically questing for immortality. He speaks to the man that survived the flood, and on these tablets, you actually have one called the Flood Tablet, which is basically the Mesopotamian recounting of the Great Flood. It matches up very closely with like the Old Testament version. Man and his wife built a boat, survived it. Now, of course, in the Mesopotamian version, it was their gods that caused the flood. Essentially because humanity was too noisy and they couldn't sleep. So they go to punish humanity, start up this huge storm, this rains, these huge flood, and then lose control of it. They warn this guy and his wife in time that they can build a boat so humanity survives. You know, I'm shortening this a lot, but it's. But,
well, you have to shorten it for the sake of time.
You know, but all in all, the story is very similar to the typical story of the deluge out of the Bible.
The Judeo-Christian version.
Mm-hmm. But you're talking about cultures in the same part of the world.
Tracks.
And the fun thing is, there's some evidence of a meteor strike out in the ocean that may have caused tidal waves in that area.
Fun fact.
Just prior to recorded history starting, so it's kind of like, huh. So both of those stories may come from, you know, remembered oral, you know, a historical event remembered by oral tradition. And then, you know, kind of blown up from there. Anyway, getting back on subject. So he begins questioning for his immortality. In some versions of the story, it's like he comes to grips with his own mortality. In others, well, the ending of the story gets very spotty. So you're not 100% sure exactly what happened. There are some verses talking about him being dead and then burying him. So presumably he didn't find his immortality and he died. Now, all of this is in like the kind of the earliest of history. You know, prior, you know, well prior to Sargon the Great, it was kind of your first emperor of any kind. Most of your kings lists that were created by early Mesopotamians would trace ancestry back through Gilgamesh. But every king that took over, you know, rewrote the king's list to insert himself into, you know, kind of into that line to give themselves some sense of legitimacy. The concept that history should be something that recorded what actually happened was some newfangled stuff that came along later. Much later. So that's what Alexander comes up with, the King of Uruk.
And of course, to summarize, he would literally be saying everything to Maeve as well, and Blackjack if he's willing, wanting to listen.
Yeah.
Did they have pictures of the tablets? Would the tablets look like what Maeve and Colin had traversed with?
Oh, sure. I mean, not like completely identical, but definitely the same style of tablet.
I wonder why the Chantry had this.
Perhaps they.
If only you
know
made a
something
copy where
about
you could
our-
read it.
Perhaps they know something about our king here that we don't.
This is why I wish Samuel was here.
It happens sometimes. I hesitate to say we could go try to see them while at work or whatever they may be doing, but
I don't think Samuel works today. He said a family gathering. Not work.
right. But we're in person. We know what that means.
Yeah, but if it was work, he'd say work. Family gathering means the Tremere.
I was using work as a figure of speech here.
Yes, but I don't know where he's at.
Right. I mean,
Unless you have a Samuel radar.
absolutely not. But
Okay then.
he might. I'm pointing at Alexander. He might.
I don't have nothing like that set up. Well, not yet. If you give me a year or two, maybe.
Look, he hasn't shipped all of you yet. They're on order, but Amazon hasn't shipped them yet.
Right. Good old Amazon. You can buy just about anything. Fair price.
Can't buy dignity yet.
Give them time.
When that can be bought and sold, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so y'all are having y'all's meeting. Samuel, you are driving to Barrett on the Mountain. You get a text
From
from Jackie. Jackie Pearl, one of the younger Tremere.
yeah.
There's no text. It's just a GIF. You're pretty sure it's from a movie. I don't know how big a movie buff Samuel is. But it's like this weird fish man saying something, but there's no words on the GIF. Kind of a domed head, big bulgy eyes. Looks like he's sitting in some kind of chair.
Me, the player, sitting here going,
Give Zay a second to find the What?
yeah, I was saying, I saw that
She's
look
on
on her face. She's on it.
Sarah's on the case.
Yeah.
Scully, no, don't leave me, baby girl.
Baby, come back.
Actually,
What a-
she did
what
come
a-
back for scritches.
What a character development this has gone from go away to go away Vinny to Scully come back.
Yeah.
No, Scully's fine when she's sleeping between my legs in the chair and she's not climbing me.
All right, let me see. And in the background you can see looks like almost like airplanes or something flying around, but it's like night, outside
So
wherever
wait,
this guy is.
it's a fish man talking?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, there's no
Okay.
text in the picture itself, but
Okay, do you have this GIF? Oh. He has
Oh, he
seen
probably would have
that.
seen that.
Yeah,
Oh.
he has seen that. Sam was just like,
He's not
But
seeing
would
it, so,
he-
like,
w-
never mind.
having
Would he
seen
get
it is
the
one
beat?
thing, but without the actual text there, would he pick up on what the exact scene it was?
that's a very, very common scene.
It is, but
And
would he?
it-
Very common.
But if you're not a
And-
Warzy, would it be something that'd be significant? The movies are a big deal. Samuel sat down and watched them. Would that scene have stuck with him?
considering the amount of memes that are out, and he probably works with enough idiot younger folks in the hospital that he saved or worked with, he's
And they'll
probably
be like, hey.
he's probably witnessed that a few
That's
times.
not
See,
unfair.
Probably been around the Thin Bloods enough.
That too.
And Blackjack was turned around the time the movies were popular.
Yeah.
Give me a wits roll.
A wits roll?
Yeah, give me wits, and let's see what would just popular culture fall under.
That is to the discretion of the storyteller.
I don't think there is one for that.
Hence why I said this is.
Yeah, you're probably right. There probably isn't.
I know that's something in Scion, but
Her Samuel is in trouble. Senses are tingling.
Give yourself one bonus dice just for it is a cultural thing.
It's a cult, and he does work around kids, so that's fair.
Well,
By kids, he means the rest of the coterie.
yes.
Well, yes, but
Almost the
I
rest
also
of the
meant
coterie.
the-
Maeve is not that much younger than him.
I was fixing to say though, to be fair, it doesn't matter because Samuel has been around since World War One. Anybody could be considered a kid to that man. Even someone in their like late 50s to 60s, he could be like, "You're still a kid."
I was just mostly talking about the nurses he nibbles on.
Well, that too.
Talking about lunch.
All right. So anyway, give me a wits roll plus one dice.
Just straight wits.
Like I said, plus one.
Welcome to our Tuesday night games where we can get off on side tangents galore.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we
Just
can't
wait till we
afford.
can
I've got too much
actually-
crap to throw up against too many fans. We got to get going.
All right.
That's not bad.
Wait, successes.
3 out of 4 dice.
All right. You catch the reference.
Okay.
And for anybody out there that hasn't glommed on yet to what we're talking about, she sent him a gif of Admiral Akbar going, "It's a trap." I'll just be blunt. For the slow,
Fishman and
for any
airplanes.
slow children.
Yeah,
That
I
was
like,
that was the
Samuel's gonna look at that, and then hold on.
Why do I picture Samuel just like looking at it? He's like almost there. He's like, wait a minute, and it's like does a Yui.
Yeah, he's gonna pull over for a second, look at it, and he's just gonna send a gif of this man in a suit, sort of older gentleman, some wrinkles on his head, looking very, very sarcastically smug. Just going.
God.
Did you put it up so I can see?
I'm about to. Hold on. No words, but
House.
I was thinking, oh, No Country for Old Men.
But
Such a good show.
and then he's gonna take the GIF that Jackie sent to him. He still has the sheriff's number.
yeah, you'd be well equipped with people's numbers at this point.
Yeah, he's gonna send a group text to the sheriff, the seneschal, and the prince. He's gonna find the actual GIF of that with the words "It's a trap." He's just gonna send that to them.
The prince canonically not watched Star Wars.
He's not much of one for movies.
I
How'd
was
you get-
fixing to say, who knows? He could actually be a movie buff and has Friday night movie nights.
How'd you? Not in the
missed that
Camarilla.
He's watched the animated version of Ricky Tikki Tavi. That's as far as his movie watching goes.
Yeah,
That's
he'll
fair.
he'll send the actual. Yeah.
It was really good.
You get back from the sheriff after just a minute. How do you want to proceed?
Samuel's reply is, "I am unfortunately limited in what I can do right now." much of my resources are tied up.
I can bring myself and some of the boys. If you think you need the help.
He'll respond, "Yeah, I will."
We're on our way. Where are you at right now?
GPS. He's probably like halfway there.
Hold up. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when we're in position.
Okay. Samuel will respond, "I'm parked on the side of the road pretending to take a nap right now."
That'll work.
Blackjack eventually get a text being one of the boys.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually,
he's
you
the
would
sheriff.
once the
Yeah.
sheriff starts calling in
Yeah.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Does Samuel send the coterie anything?
Yeah, he will. He'll send a message to the coders like, "Well, I'd cut your party short. There's about to be some fireworks."
Oh, good. I can tell you what I found out. And she'll grab Alexander.
I can tell you anyway. I'll be there.
I'm picturing this whole conversation in like mid-fight. So anyway,
By the way,
this old arcade guy.
So here I was, looking at some cuneiform.
Exactly.
there's some guy named Gilgamesh.
We just call him Greg.
We do, actually. Final Fantasy, you're gonna go
Just
fight
call
Greg.
him
Yeah.
Greg.
Samuel just sitting here like, just that cat, just like,
And then shortly after he gets the text, Blackjack, you get a text from the sheriff. Something going on, Bird on the Mountain. Let's see. Come dressed for a workout.
Thumbs up emoji.
oh, and Samuel will also send a follow-up message to the sheriff after man's like, "By the way, Jackie was the one that warned me."
Noted. That's all you get back is noted.
May's gonna look at Blackjack, be like, I guess you're gonna need a lift.
Oh, what did Maeve do with Colin?
I guess dropped him off wherever he needed to be dropped off.
Beat the shit out of him.
He
You tell me this
You
earlier.
were hiding secrets.
well, she interrogated him unless he's gonna continue is lying to her. Break that trust, she'll never help him again.
I just bring that up because I realized, oh yeah, y'all have never shown anybody
Mhm.
anything about the Primrose.
She'll probably drop him off at her house.
All right.
Blackjack gets two texts like, I guess I'm the important one today. Duty calls, and he'll just run off.
She'll stop him, be like, "You sure you want to get looked at? We don't need Alexander cleaning up more than what is available in the car.
Jolene, still at work.
I don't care
guys,
how
have
much
fun.
faster you got.
I didn't tell you anything about that.
Obviously, you came here without a vehicle. I didn't see your truck or your car.
I wanted a workout.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a Nos. He can use an Uber.
Get in the car.
Fine.
All right, so y'all load up.
Mhm.
Samuel, was Jolene getting these texts as well?
It was the
It was the group text, yeah.
Was the group text? All right.
Yeah.
So Jolene, you've gotten these texts as well. And it's getting close to midnight, so it's not. You got a customer or two, but it's not real busy.
Josh, you beautiful bastard.
Wait, what, where?
He's sending me images that amuse me greatly.
She's just like, she's probably like really freaking frazzled, and between the classes and all the thin blood stuff and all of this, she gets the texts and she looks over. Is her buddy working tonight or not?
Yes. She's in the back right now, but yeah, she's working.
Damn, I was gonna be like, here's my 2 weeks.
You can still yell it in the back.
As
no,
as you're debating what to do, you hear you hear a bunch of loud clattering from the back. Sounds like somebody dropped some of the trays. It happens every now and then.
I gotta go. I'll be back. Family emergency.
You hear your buddy. Wait, Jolene, can you come back here for a second?
I can see the real life retail hell just like warping.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! What horror will I
Flashbacks.
find?
You got 10 minutes. And there's a helicopter in
mortar
the
going
background
off.
right now.
The ending. It's the ending scene from MASH.
That's a thing.
She's like looking at the text, like mentally calculating how long is it gonna take me to get up there. Yeah, give me a second. And she'll go back and help her.
You step back into the kitchen. Yeah, and sure enough, you see trays and a little bit of food scattered. You also see the new cook, or relatively new cook, laid out in the floor.
Ooh.
Your
What
buddy,
happened to him?
as you turn and look at your friend, she fades. And you see her tied to a chair, gagged. Behind you, you hear a voice, singing kind of off key, just repeating your name. It's an old Dolly Parton song.
Because of all the heightened stuff going on right now, she would probably, even while at work, kind of carry her potions in like the front apron pocket. So she's gonna try to chug.
As soon as your hands start sliding forward, you hear
Does she recognize this voice?
Well, you've never heard this guy singing before. But
Is it fucking Eddie?
are you going to turn around and look?
Well, does she? I'll wait and see if she recognizes more of the voice.
You also have you hear the sound of like the hammer on revolvers being cocked back.
Internally, she's like, "Well, this will hurt, but it won't kill me."
Then when the voice goes, "Hello, Jolene," then you recognize it. It's Travis.
Okay. Gonna admit I'm a little confused as to what's going on here.
As you glance over your shoulder at him, he has one pistol cocked back pointed at you. The other one is pointed over at your buddy. Now I know that this isn't going to do much to you. Nothing permanent. Your friend over there, I bet you'd be fairly permanent. And for what I've observed, and I've observed you a lot, you're pretty tight with her. And I do apologize, ma'am. I'm usually much more respectful to the elderly.
What do you want?
I need you to come with me. There's a party, and you've been invited.
Same party I've been getting rumblings about this evening.
I don't know. What sort of rumblings have you been getting?
Suppose it don't matter. You gonna have someone take care of her memory? Because I'm sure as shit she's gonna remember this.
What? Some dude busted in and kidnapped you. Nothing suspicious there.
And the vanishing bit, and
Well, she was behind that. She didn't see that. She would have known about it if you hadn't brought it up.
oh, okay. Well, if she would have known that, she wouldn't have been able to see it. She wouldn't have brought it up.
You wouldn't have necessarily known that, though. Or Jolene wouldn't necessarily have known that. Anyway,
She still figured.
and he takes the gun, off of you, sets it down, and throws a pair of pretty heavy-duty handcuffs. Behind your back, please. Fix the next one back up.
Alright. She'll do it.
Okay, he comes over, he checks them, make sure they're tight. He starts patting you down, finds your potions. He pockets those. As he's patting you down, he's like, I assure you, this is, I'm not being a creep here.
No more creepy than this is already kind of starting out as.
Look, it's been a long time since I've been into that sort of thing.
So,
He marches you out to the front door. The one customer in the store kind of looks up like, what the? Travis shoots him.
you could have just said it was a kidnapping.
Okay. In hindsight, I should probably have just taken you out the back door. My bad.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot going on tonight.
Look, you barely knew him.
Doesn't matter.
I was nice. I haven't capped your buddy yet.
She just stops kind of talking at that point.
Now, he marches you outside. Your hands are cuffed behind your back. He's got a gun in his hand. Out into the parking lot, into your car. You've seen multiple cars drive by, but nobody seems to be noticing.
She figures it's some kind of obfuscation. If he did the thing with the illusion, she figures they're somehow obscured.
He does flip the close sign over on his way out, though.
Waffle House don't close this early. Anyone shows up, they'll know something's up.
Anyway, it may buy me a few minutes, though. I don't need much time.
Reassuring.
Yeah, he puts you in the front seat. He buckles you in. Tells you safety first. Gets in, cranks up. It's a fairly nondescript vehicle. Old van.
She kind of... Is she able to see anything in the back?
There's stuff back there. He's got like some trunk. Or got a kind of a tool chest trunk kind of thing in one corner. You've seen the inside of like an electrician or a plumber's van.
Yeah.
The inside, outside looks like a normal van. The inside is kind of done up like that. There's tools and ropes and whatnot back there. Given the
This would
circumstances,
be
it's a little
hard
disturbing.
for somebody. Yeah.
You realize, if I pulled my knees up to my chest, he could fit me in that box.
Oh no, she was like, I wonder if there's somebody back in there.
You don't see any body back there. Oh, he pulls out of the road and starts driving. It doesn't take you long to realize you're probably headed towards Barrett on the Mountain.
Did he take her phone?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And in fact, he uses her fingerprint or whatever to open it and starts looking at the text messages.
She's just looking dead ahead. She's... Yeah. She's not in a good place right now, mentally.
He kind of flips through those last few messages. All right, let's see. Samuel did not name Jackie in his text to the coterie.
Nope. He didn't even name that anybody said anything. For all they know, he had a vision.
Did he send them the "It's a Trap" meme?
Nope.
No, that was only to the prince, to the sheriff.
Okay.
And who else did you send it to?
The prince, the sheriff, and the seneschal were the
Okay.
only ones that got that.
Okay.
What he sent to the group text was they need to cut the meeting short because there's going to be fireworks,
Yeah, there was a new party in town.
and that was all he said.
Anyway, he looks at that and then he throws Jolene's phone down in the floorboard. Pulls out his own phone. Hey, Scotty. Tell your boss. Well, just tell him y'all all need to be on high alert. Sammy may be a little suspicious. Can't say for sure. And he relays what the text said. Sounds like somebody may have let him on to what's going on. Or he felt like he needed to bring backup just in case, regardless. Yeah, I've got her. Mm-hmm. You've already got the rest of them set up? Alright, good. Yeah, I'll be there when I get there. He turns the radio on when he flips stations. No, nobody's playing anything good. Turns it back off. I'm sure you've got questions.
Why the fuck do you have my phone number in your phone?
I didn't have your phone number in my phone. What are you talking about?
Waffle House phone number.
Oh. Yeah, you work there, and I was keeping tabs on you. And truthfully, I was thinking about prank calling.
I'm guessing the others are the rest of the Thin Bloods.
Well, not the princes, not the ones the prince is keeping as his new pets. Boy, do they have some tight security around them. I mean, I could probably get into them, but you know, the ones Alejandro already has are enough. He just needs one more. And guess who isn't living in the isn't up in the ledges with all that security?
Gonna be an interesting night.
Yeah, it will. We're gonna sing a little, I guess you'd call it a little anti-lullaby.
You're really not good at this whole being a villain bit, so we're gonna end this conversation here.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Though, for the record, I'm the hero in this.
Every villain's a hero in their own story.
Yeah, well. I wasn't always the hero. I've been lost for quite a while. back before the Week of Nightmares, I had a purpose. This world, not to get all metaphysical, but it's kind of an illusion. It's not really supposed to be this way. But what we think of as the antediluvians gathered a lot of power and kind of hold things. When things should be ebbing and flowing, it should be constant chaos. People that followed my path, we freed up that energy. To put it bluntly, we killed the oldest of us that we could. We looked at it as it was almost our religion. We looked at our founder as the one that put us on this path and then sacrificed himself. So of course the Week of Nightmares, when he got up and killed us all, kind of put a lie to that. I was here in Huntsville when it happened. I don't guess I ever told you I killed the previous prince.
Would that have been common knowledge?
No. Everybody assumes it was the Inquisition because it happened about the same time as the Chantry burning.
I haven't heard that one.
Or excuse me, it would have happened a little bit before that, maybe. But close enough that everybody just assumed it was like an early attack.
Planning on killing this one too?
Hey, it'll probably come down to it. I mean, eventually I plan to kill, everything where I live long enough, but
You part of the little hit on Miss Deschler?
No, I'm pretty sure that was Grandmother Dorcas. Those two ladies have never gotten along. But to answer your question, if Charles gets in my way, I may have to. He's not old enough to really be on my radar yet. Oh, but that sucker that's asleep, he's on the radar. He's old. But, in pursuing the Bali, I got a chance to talk to some of them. And they really opened my eyes. They've given me a new purpose. I mean, it's pretty much my old purpose. It's just another way of looking at it. Those things that they commune with, they're really just trying to get things back like it should be. I mean, yeah, they want to tear this reality apart, but this reality shouldn't be here. I was a little sore at first about the prince not letting me kill you. I mean, the Thin Bloods aren't significant, but I mean, you're a sign of the, end times, and I, at that point, wasn't sure I really wanted things to end because I didn't know if I'd been right all that time, but which is why I started keeping tabs on you, because I figured, if old Charles, stopped paying attention, maybe I could take you out. Strangely, he really seems to kind of keep up with you. I have not figured it out yet. At first, I thought he had the hots for you. Been married to Nora for a while. Maybe he just needed a change of pace or something. But I don't think that's it. I don't know that too many other people have really noticed. I mean, other than Nora. She can read that man like a book. But anyway, I know you've probably been worried about your buddies that got taken. You don't worry, you're about to see most of them.
Well, tonight will probably end with one of the two of us being dead, so it's been, I'm not going to say a pleasure, but it's been interesting.
It has been. And tonight's going to be lively, whoever makes it out of it.
Forward to watching you burn.
That's what I like about you. I like your spunk. And then he kind of does that slow little, the side of your head. Not a punch, just that little
The little tap.
She's kind of a shit in her head.
And he proceeds to drive on up to Bird on the Mountain. You get up there. There's several cars in the parking lot.
Should recognize any of the coteries, or at least Samuel's.
No, not yet. Give me awareness to see if you spot Samuel's car as y'all are driving, as he's parked on the side of the road. And
It's
I
awareness or just straight awareness.
will... Whatever the stat combo is for that. Let's see. It'd be wits. I think it'd be, wits awareness. Yeah.
She's a bit distracted.
What about Travis?
Sounds like he's not very distracted.
Well, he has a lot of dice, but are his dice distracted?
You hear him kind of go, huh? At one point while y'all are driving, you're looking over at him, so you're not seeing what's parked on the side of the road when he makes his little noise. He fetches his phone back out. Hey, tell your boss that his boy was parked over on the side of the road. I mean, maybe he's having car trouble, I don't know, but it's
Do these
shady if you ask me.
Do these doors have electric locks?
No, this van is a little old for that.
Did he have the wherewithal to lock her in after handcuffing her?
Yes, it's got the little, the ones that look like little golf tees kind of thing over the side.
Yeah.
But still, if you pull him from the inside,
They pop right up, yeah.
They do. You can open a locked door from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
if she does that, she's gonna open it and roll out, or at least attempt to.
Roll out.
Well, how are you going to open the latch when your hands are cuffed behind you?
Teeth.
Either
And your
teeth or
seat belted
Twitter.
in. Remember,
She's
safety
gonna,
first.
She's gonna try all kinds of bullshit
See?
to try and get out of this vehicle.
Scully, please.
Like, I will give you some kind of rule.
Uh,
All the times for me not to have lure of flames prepared.
Shit.
I know. It's great. Okay.
I mean, unfortunately, Samuel still has his pistol, his shotgun, and a stake because he's paranoid. But
Gorgeous.
Alright, so it'd
I
be
mean, You
dexterity.
could turn around.
good. But
Does he have to do it like with a certain thing, or does it just have to be an ember and just blood?
It's an overnight thing, isn't it?
He's got to soak the thing for a while, I think.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a coal soaked in his blood in a silver chalice.
I mean, you don't just carry that shit on. What kind of stringer would be?
Mhm.
Give me a dexterity. I'm going to say larceny. I know that sounds a little weird, but you're trying to escape from handcuffs, which sounds like something that would fall under larceny.
Yeah.
I'll say, that being said, there is that lore sheet for Carl where it's like you carry almost done prepared rituals that you can get done in 5 minutes on you.
Follow-up question: would Samuel notice the vehicle?
Oh, give me an alertness roll, Samuel.
Yeah, sure. Wits awareness.
Wits awareness.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I think alertness is the previous.
One of 2 dice I got.
Good.
I can't see the dice rolls anymore. Nothing but
Six?
Zoom is working on this machine.
Yeah,
Aw.
6. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Samuel, you see the van drive by. Shoot, with that level of success, is that only 110? Yeah, it's only
Did you
110.
see Jolene in the passenger seat?
You see Jolene in the passenger seat, and she's kind of sitting forward weird because her hands are behind her back. So
Well,
immediately it's
honest-
like, something is wrong there. In fact, with 6, you may even catch that it's Travis driving.
Somebody has my daughter.
So, yeah, Samuel. Hold on.
This is gonna be a good night.
This is a
Suddenly-
shit show.
Suddenly the music from Kill Bill.
He's gonna call the prince.
One of the Princess Ghouls answers because the prince doesn't really keep a cell phone on him.
Would you put Charles Deschler on the phone, please?
Just one moment, sir. Or just one moment, doctor, because clearly they've got you.
They've got
Oh,
caller ID.
And Samuel does not sound happy.
Doctor, what
there's
can
a
I do for
growl.
you?
I apologize if this sounds impertinent, sir, but would you like to explain why Travis has kidnapped Jolene?
No.
They just drove past me, heading to the same place I was supposed to be going, meeting with the rest of the family.
He has no orders to do that. He was contacted to make his way to meet up with Jonas to help out with the meeting tonight. There is absolutely no reason that he should have been anywhere near Jolene.
Well, she was in his front seat while he was driving, handcuffed behind her back.
Backseat.
No, she was in.
No, she's in the front seat.
Okay.
Her hands were just behind her back in the seat.
Okay, I heard back a few times. It threw me off.
I believe I will head out that way myself.
Please do, sir.
Keep the masquerade in mind, Doctor, but other than that, do whatever you need to.
I will do my best, but you know how hot our blood boils.
I suggest you control yourself. Rash action will likely not help you or... crap, what's Jolene's last name?
Hatcher.
You or Miss Hatcher.
How far away are Maeve and them?
She had just gotten the text when this went down.
Yeah, they all got the text and they left
Uh,
towards that way.
y'all are probably just a smidge behind. Because y'all have to wind y'all's way out of your coterie. Where the Waffle Houses tend to be on the main drag, so he's kind of immediately out on the main road. It's a straight shot. So y'all are probably passing Samuel while he's talking to the prince. Y'all probably aren't just a little bit
Well-
behind at all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Would he have stopped if we noticed Samuel's vehicle, or we just kept going?
Did Samuel tell him where to meet him at?
No, he did not. He figured that Alexander would be tracking Samuel's
his
phone.
phone.
That's fair. Y'all know about where he's at.
Blackjack knows.
Blackjack knows though.
Blackjack
so
does
they would
know.
go
That's
off
right.
of
That's very
Blackjack.
true.
So yeah, y'all pull up
So-
behind Samuel, basically as he's getting off the phone with the prince.
Yeah, he sees them pull up. He walks out the door. His eyes are smoldering with rage.
Who pissed in your Wheaties?
Travis did.
Oh boy.
What happened now?
He kidnapped Jolene and is taking her up there.
I mean, he's got to die now.
Oh, yes, he does. Either the prince kills him, because I've just told him about it, or I take my shotgun, shove it down his throat, and pull the barrel. The triggers.
I like this. Go beat them up.
Maybe that's why he was gone for so long.
Maybe it was.
Perhaps. Ain't some we gonna know here just by standing around. Let's get the hell over there.
Yes, indeed. Do let me know when the sheriff is ready.
You telling me that?
Oh, yeah, he's...
I was like, I don't know that.
Actually, you get a text from the sheriff at this point telling you some of his people are already on scene, moving into position. They're getting
Well,
around. They're getting around the building.
He'll shoot a text back. complication, Travis has Jolene and is heading up there as well.
There's a decent pause between you sending that and him responding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just got some messages from the print. So just got some messages from CD.
The
Manager.
boss.
Yeah, from the boss. That's usually how he refers to Deschler. From the boss, telling me the same thing. If we see dire need, we'll move in immediately. But get your ass up here.
He'll respond, "Be careful. They've likely been warned if they have her phone."
Noted.
And he'll look back at the other three. "So, I feel like killing the rest of my family, save for Jamie."
Jackie.
Say that's right. "Would you feel like killing the rest of my family, save for Jackie?"
How
Just
many
tell
can
me
they
who
fire?
not to attack. 'Cause I don't think she's ever met Jackie.
The only Tremere there that's a female.
Oh, yeah, would be true.
Okay.
That makes it easy.
So long as the prince is fine with it, feel free to tear out the hearts of the rest.
Well, he did
Well,
tell
I mean,
you
just-
to keeping in mind the masquerade, feel free to do whatever you needed to, so.
Do you want me to just get there? Because
Go.
driving things a little on it.
Blackjack just yeets out.
You
Sounds
take
like
off. The rest of you see one car kind of swerve when Blackjack runs by, and you see the driver's like he knows something happened.
And she looks at Samuel. You're gonna have a talk with him.
Oh, Blackjack?
Yeah.
Oh, right now he's free to do whatever he likes.
Mine.
And he gets in his car.
Okay. Break
Samuel!
the masquerade, and she's just gonna
Yes.
laugh. And she'll get in the car with Alexander and drive off there.
Mm-hmm.
I take it something didn't go well then, Maeve.
Travis has Jolene,
Oh, that's a bummer.
and
that's
Blackjack almost broke the masquerade.
I'll catch up and get with the sheriff. Just
Default blackjack.
like Roadrunner.
He's just so hyped that now he's fast. He wants to run
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like, bro.
Sarah, that's definitely Samuel right now.
He's like Forrest Gump, right after he got the braces off his legs.
Sarah put a gif in Tuesday night. It's like, "I will find you, and I will kill you."
All right, so Blackjack, you catch up with the sheriff at the. Basically, he's parked on the side of the road at the base of the mountain.
So,
Blackjack, are you up to date on what's going on?
yes, the rest of them are on the way. They're still in the cause.
All right, several of the other
Hi.
sheriffs, or the deputies rather, are gathering up kind of on the outskirts. Buried on the Mountain has got a lot of old historical buildings up there, old cabins they moved up there. It's kind of almost like a park area sort of thing. This ritual is taking place in the main building, which is used as an Elysium, sometimes. So they've kind of got that staked out in an area around it. Somebody's just called in. They've reported Travis, pulling up.
All right.
Sure enough, Jolene's, looks unharmed, but is definitely in handcuffs.
Oh, my roll 20 works again. Oh, yes.
Uh,
Just in time.
Nice.
They've got they've got curtains drawn over any of the windows. They can't see into the building right now. He tells you where the prince wasn't going to come himself originally. He is on his way. With Scylla and Charybdis.
Interesting. Do we have a way in, or are we just waiting for something to happen?
They're expecting Samuel, so we're gonna let Samuel pull on up and go in.
I'm gonna say this right now. You let Samuel come in. He's gonna beat the shit. He's gonna shoot stuff and ask questions later.
Don't really have a problem with that.
All right. Well, then
I'm just imagining Black Street. They go. So our Tremere is acting very much like a Brujah right now.
I reconcile. I reconcile with that. I'm just letting you know that's a very real possibility.
Okay, he does the ritual. His hands burst into fire, but then he just runs and starts punching people with them.
He actually doesn't even get out of his car. He just drives his car straight through the building.
Somebody tell him this is vampire. He's not allowed to cross class or multi-class.
I'm so sad that I didn't have my fire ritual prepared for this.
After everything with Grandmother Dorcas, you think Samuel would have been more cautious?
You think he would have had that like produced every night, like just
I
in case
should
I
have,
wanted it for
like
fire?
when Alejandro's like, "Hey, we got a thing happening." I should have
Yeah.
prepared it. I totally
Yeah,
should.
was really
especially
surprised we
with the
didn't.
way Samuel was so
completely forgot.
suspicious of Alejandro.
Yeah,
like
me the
so-
player, completely forgot about it.
It happens. It's okay.
I'll tell you-
Samuel wouldn't have forgotten.
He wouldn't have.
But-
No, me the player, totally. forgot.
Anyway, just a little bit later, the rest of y'all pull up in your cars. You see the sheriff and Blackjack standing by his car.
I just kind of like quietly like this, but not like I'm authoritative or anything. Just like quiet.
Do you stop or do you just drive past him?
Me?
Yes.
What he is going to do is during that time he pulled out his shotgun. He has that strapped to his back, pistol, in its holster on his waist, a belay of stakes across his chest. That's the stuff he keeps on him at all times. Now I completely forgot about the damn ritual, but anyway. Then he
And it may cost your daughter her life.
he's gonna aim the car for the main building, slam the gas pedal down till it breaks,
Oh Jesus Christ!
and then throw open the car and the door and roll out and just let the car keep going.
I mean,
That's
that
up
was
to
a
you.
suggestion, but okay.
We're doing this.
So you roll out after it goes through the door, or you roll out before that?
I roll out before that, and he sort of gets up, shotgun.
I see that. Do I know where Jolene's car is, or the car that had Jolene is? Based
Which
on
part-
what they
it's-
told me so far.
Inside.
It's parked in the driveway or parking lot at this point. They have gone inside. All right, hang on just a second. Let me see what Samuel needs to roll for all his shenanigans.
What do you roll
Uh,
for melee for car?
Driving dexterity?
How many dice does a car get?
Probably driving like dexterity.
I'm tempted to make him roll composure because he is out of it.
Okay,
No,
driving
What's the dice
composure.
pool for a
That's why
building?
he's not caring about his car, and he's just flinging the car at the building.
But yeah,
Oh,
give me.
that's a stain for.
His composure's
Samuel.
lost.
Go ahead and give me dexterity drive.
Okay.
We've got a bad track record with cars and violence. We've thrown cars,
I
we've
think-
lifted cars, we've used
We've-
cars as battering
we've
rams.
It's not going to get any.
Shot
It's probably not going to get any
cars.
better when we start playing Scion.
No, it's not.
Because in Scion, you don't have to hide the freaky stuff.
You really don't know. Only one.
Completely.
Oh
as the kids
no.
say,
No.
leaky, leaky.
Okay, 3.
Willpower that?
He did.
He had to.
3 dice.
Okay.
I roused because I pretty much activated prowess as soon as I got to the sheriff.
That's fair. Yeah, y'all have had time. Anything y'all want to have activated when y'all show up can be, you know. So you
I will
roll
roll.
out. The car streaks forward. It
I'm gonna go
veers a
ahead-
little bit when it hits kind of the curb. So it doesn't hit the door straight on. It kind of hits
Yep.
next to the door. But it, you know, it embeds itself halfway through. It tears that wall up pretty good. Let me jump over to Jolene to cover her walking in, and then this happening.
Real quick, did her potions get put like with her phone or left at the Waffle House, or where are they at?
You saw Travis put them into his coat pocket. He's got kind of a trench on.
Okay.
You know, typical
Nice.
Vampire the Masquerade trench coat ninja look going on. Just he's got pistols up
Very
under
the
there instead of any
Matrix.
kind of swords.
Very the Matrix.
So yeah, he got a big pocket at the side. He put all 3 vials. Because you only carry, what, 3 at a time?
Okay. I'll double check that, but yeah, I think she's still in.
Well, however many it is, he's got them in that pocket. You know, your phone's in the floorboard.
He's not worried about that.
The smell, as soon as he cracks the door open, the smell of blood just hits you in the face. You walk inside. It looks like a pentagram, but it's got all this extra stuff going on around it. Seems to be painted on the floor in blood. Your missing thin bloods have essentially been impaled at its points. What did the Norse call that? The
Blood Eagle?
Yes. A couple of them
Fantastic.
kind of at the cardinal points, kind of outside of the symbol at the cardinal points, have had essentially that done to them. You recognize, was her name Mary?
No, it was Becky.
Becky.
Yeah,
That's
the
right, 'cause
super religious one.
That's right, because we decided Mary was too on the nose for the religious one.
Yeah, and then we gave her the name from the Sir Mix-a-Lot song. Oh my god.
Yes. A couple of the thin bloods that are impaled look like they may not be dead. The Blood Eagles, yeah, they're pretty much gone.
Is Becky one of the Blood Eagles?
Yes. Travis like, whoa, they really made a mess in here while I was gone.
It's about to get worse.
The contraptions they've got them strapped to for the Blood Eagle. Yeah, there's an empty one of those.
Oh yeah, she figured that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is going to hurt.
The thin blood you're trying to reach is not available. Yeah, she's a little out of it right now.
Permanently disassociated.
Yeah.
There's already several people in a circle chanting. You recognize some of the. You recognize a couple of the Chantry members because you have been to Elysium enough that you've seen pretty much everybody, all the Tremere. You see Scott, the one that was supposedly missing. Most of the rest of them you probably don't really know their names. You've heard Samuel mention the names at some point.
Yeah. Not the only one she probably recognizes by face is probably Alejandro and Scott.
Well, you'd recognize Samuel's sire, Henry, as well. But he is not here. Henry is not
Okay.
here.
I was like, what?
I was about to be
Whoa.
like,
I was
wait a
about to
second
be like,
here.
oh
This is a plot
no!
twist.
There are other people in the circle, though.
Mhm.
And you see one robed figure that looks very much like the Bali priests that y'all had run into. I use the term priest loosely, but the Bali, the higher ranking Bali.
Right.
And him and Alejandro seem to be conversing over some sort of we'll call it scripture.
Finer details.
Travis, excellent. Strap her in and we'll get started.
Strap her in.
We'll need to hurry as much as we can. As much as I wanted Samuel to see this, we'll simply have to finish the ritual and, strike him down when he arrives. Travis kind of half drags you across the room, and just as you're getting to that thing, you just hear. Well, you're out of it enough. You may not notice. Everybody else in the room just kind of catches the revving of an engine outside, and then you're brought out of your kind of stupor a little bit as the car comes crashing through the front.
How badly does it disrupt the ritual circle?
Well, it kind of only embeds halfway in the wall, so it sends some stuff flying.
Mm-hmm.
Several people lose kind of where they're at in the chant, but a few of them are still carrying on.
Yep. Samuel just storms in. Travis!
Blackjack would. I'm half tempted to say Blackjack would push the car further in.
Yeet the car!
No, he's like Pushes it forward.
So all the rest of
Blackjack,
y'all are
use
come
the
rushing in
card
at this
for
point,
weapon
but
if you have to, I don't care.
Samuel, what you see is Travis standing behind Jolene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he puts her, like, human shield in front of him.
Can I blink to Travis?
Yes, you can.
I didn't get to put it up because we were in a kind of a rush.
Mhm.
I would like to try to blink to Travis to try to, like, wedge myself between him and Jolene.
Well, he's kind of holding her, like, up close. There's, like, no space to... You can appear next to him, because it's not teleportation, it's you moving up fast.
Right. Then, so, like, I guess instead of, like, teleporting, like, that's not a teleportation, but, like, I would blink to him. The idea is to, like, move, like, try to, like, get the gun to where it, like, goes up like this, and then he shoots.
Okay. Give me a... Well, give me a... either Dex or Strength, whatever one you want to use, and your Brawl.
Do I get a bonus with my celerity?
Well, that's letting you do it before he has a chance to do anything or respond to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dice
Cool,
pulls
cool,
is
cool, cool.
death and athletics or as needed.
Okay, so, like,
It's a
well, the
rouse
idea is...
check cost.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That'll keep in mind. Alright, sorry, I don't have it on me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was helping you out.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Where is that power? Go ahead and make your roll, Deca.
I'm,
This is actually
Okay,
something I
I'm
may
good.
have to correct of what Samuel sees.
so I'm good. As the hunger, I blink over. So strength brawl. You said, Jason?
Yes.
Cool. And I don't get bonus dice like we used to, or like I thought we did, but it's okay.
I don't think you do with it.
No.
Alright, since the insane. Samuel,
Six successes.
give me a wits aspect.
This to sense the unseen.
Yes.
Oh, you got 2 10s in that. Nice, Deca.
Ha! Six
Well
successes.
done, Deca. That is 6 successes.
Wits aspects.
Oh yes, that would be versus.
Does he get to defend if I'm like doing that quickly?
No, this is for the Samuel thing.
That is
Okay.
a lot of ones. Oh well.
Yeah, but it's still 4 successes, so it'll depend on how whatever your
Yeah.
opposing you rolls. Let's see, what is it opposed with?
Ow.
Okay, so that's going to be his wits. Oh, he's very witty. Wow, that is probably not the suckiest roll I've done this campaign, but it's pretty bad. Alright, so we got 2 successes, so you beat him by 2. Alright. So Travis hiding behind Jolene, kind of got her snatched up. That's what everybody sees when they run in. Samuel, you see that as a sort of image over Travis and Jolene.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the reverse. Travis is standing in front of her.
Blackjack, he's in front of her.
No, it's too late for that.
Okay, fair.
Because it's all going down kind of at once. And Blackjack is just blinking in, so
Fair. Okay.
you're basically going Blackjack as he's doing stuff.
Fair enough.
So, massive a number of successes. How strong are you, Deca? Ah, you're lagging a bit. Okay.
Please hold as the information is being gathered.
And he's gone.
Now,
So strong that
I've
it
still
kicked
got
him
him
out.
on the.
No, he's in the video, but he's not in Discord.
Ah, I got you. Alright, hell.
Deca, can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
How
you're back.
strong are you?
I was just typing it in.
I am at 3 strength.
And your potence?
My potence is at 3.
Jolene, how strong are you?
Oh,
Strength is 3. My alchemy, which wouldn't count as my potence. Never mind.
Not
Three.
until you drink the potion. So what you see is Blackjack suddenly appear next to you, grab your arm, and yoink it up. But you're handcuffed, so it's kind of like lifts you up off the floor.
What did I miss in the like 10 seconds?
It was an
Yeah.
illusion. The roles were reversed. Scourge was in front. Jolene behind.
Gotcha.
He had switched their... In case somebody ran in just shooting, they'd be shooting at Jolene instead of him.
Alright, well. Illusion's broken! Haha!
No, you're still seeing it as Travis.
Oh, wow.
As you yank the gun up, the gun arm up.
But I don't
Really?
snap Jolene's arm or anything doing this, right?
But wouldn't it feel weird because she's handcuffed?
Because
Make chain
he
noises, too.
he picks her up off the ground. Well, Chimeristery illusions can do sound, so that's not necessarily a thing.
Okay.
But at that weird angle, you've lifted her up off the ground. She's kind of, she's kind of swinging.
Well, at that point, Samuel would yell out that you've grabbed Jolene. That's an illusion.
Run with her.
Boom!
Well, that's your action for the round. What is everybody else doing? Samuel busted in and screamed, has got his gun out. And...
Maeve would have ran in as well.
I will say, what's the closest cultist? The best way to put it in the room to him.
Well, they're in a circle around that glyph on the ground.
Which one is the closest that is not Jackie?
You don't see
Got
Jackie.
fired.
Okay, so which one is closest?
The closest two would be one guy you don't recognize.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom G-Wax. Boy, that's a weird name, but it's an actual name. So.
Yep.
Yeah, Tom G-Wax.
Yeah. Whichever one of the cultists in the circle is closest, he's gonna shoot.
Are you using the
He's
dragon
using
breath
dragon
rounds?
fire shotguns, yeah. What would you like me to roll, sir?
At this point, I'm going to say compose your firearms.
Compose your
That's valid.
firearms. Okay.
This is turning into Rambo very quickly.
This Wintermere's been hanging out with the Brewhawk too much.
Girl, are you okay? You almost fell, baby girl.
Well, only 2 successes.
Drowse.
Scully, no, that's chocolate. Damn it, kid.
The cultist guy. I'm just going to go ahead and call him Bali because it's going to be very obvious to Bali very shortly. He kind of ducks out of the way and his chanting kind of stumbles. The kind of head Bali looking guy, the guy that's standing up there but next to Alejandro, starts screaming at him not to stop the chanting. The sleeper must awaken.
Spice must flow.
He seems oblivious to the fact that he's making a reference.
Yeah. Alright, so that'd be all Samuel could do before everybody else does something. Although having
Blackjack
heard
gets its
that,
feet away.
Maeve, you said you were running in.
Yeah.
You run in, you see Blackjack has got Travis's arm up. You see Jolene standing to one side. But you heard what Samuel said.
And she's gonna go and tackle the Jolene lookalike.
I always thought you were a little. I always thought you were a little stuck up. Arrgh!
Well, know. She heard what Samuel said. So,
Times you asked me if I knew who your sire was.
basically,
Not all gangrels
Hey.
know each other. I mean, most of us, but not all of us. We don't have meetings, well, except when we do.
Uh,
All right, so you're going after Joe Travis.
mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I have Traveline.
This is the weirdest ship names.
Mhm.
I do not ship this.
I don't ship ships like this. No. Nope.
And Brawl.
So what do
I
I
would-
do? Brawl dexterity?
Yes. And I'm going to assume you've popped your claws.
Oh yeah, popped claws and everything. So do I add the 2 to the modifier?
damage that
That only goes to damage.
Okay.
That doesn't make doesn't make it easier for you to hit people.
Okay. Well, I got 3 dice. 3 out of 8. 3. Damn hunger.
Oh, I thought he'd beat you by 1, and then I realized that 10 was on a percentile die, so that's actually the 1. So he got 3 successes, you got 3 successes, ties go to the player.
Yep. And I get 2 extra full superficial damage to hit him. So.
So that is... so basically you get the 2 damage,
Mm-hmm.
which he does not have, so he takes the full 2. Now he does have a point of fortitude, but I think that's really only giving him an extra health level at this point.
That only gives
Yeah.
an extra health.
If he has the thing I'm thinking of, yeah, it just gives him 1 extra health.
Alright, so he's got... So that's 2 damage on him. At this point, he goes ahead and drops the illusion, because clearly it's not working.
I mean, after getting attacked, I don't think he'll be able to concentrate enough on the illusion.
Or the
I'm not
This
sure
is
he really
D&D.
has to, per se, but...
This isn't D&D.
I don't know. I never had to make a person that had to deal with illusions.
Yeah.
It is brawl. Alright, give me the same roll as he quickly... you run up and claw him, and he kind of whips out a knife and takes a slash at you.
So dexterity, brawl, right?
Yes. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, I forgot. The way this is handled is just the 1 roll as y'all are exchanging. Had he beaten you, he'd have done damage. Never mind. He does pull the knife out and try to slash at you, but you dodge it and do damage to him.
Yeah.
I was falling back into how the older system worked, where it was...
And,
yeah.
and I have rapid reflexes, so I could use... What is it?
You are much better at Slurted than I am.
How?
I'm saying, like, you know the functions of the abilities.
Maybe because I
To be
have
fair,
my
you just
PDF
have to-
file open.
I wish
No,
I could
no.
do that.
Let him think you just got it memorized.
I mean, I kind of do. I make sure that I know that I can at least have athletics, dexterity to dodge.
Mhm.
So,
So you've tore into Travis. Alexander, what are you doing?
she would have given him one of her guns, if
Yeah.
he didn't have his.
But so he has an arsenal of his own, so you know.
If he had
Oh,
not.
yeah, but he came up to the
Oh.
meeting, so fair point.
Yeah, but if they
Yeah.
got a call to go for backup, I would assume they would have swung back through. maybe.
Well, let's be honest. Would he leave the ledges without some sort of armament?
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
fixing to say,
right
right
now-
now, no, I've got something in my pocket.
Okay.
Always got a piece.
Oh my!
Got a little something in my pocket just for you.
Oh my.
He would have probably, kind of like Samuel, he'd have a pistol ready, shotgun, and even though Samuel just has stakes, across him, Alexander's doing one better. He's like, if I have to get close combat, I will, but for the most part, he goes obfuscate with a crossbow with a stake freshly plopped in.
All right, so who's he shooting at?
he's going to take a pop shot at a cultist. Just any random cultist he has
Okay.
good visual of.
Now, would he be distinguishing between the Bali and the Tremere that are in this circle, or just shooting one of the guys in the circle?
He'd probably be going for more of the Bali until
Okay.
Samuel, unless Samuel, directly gives him an order right then and there to shoot any Tremere. Yes, he did say technically earlier,
Anybody but
but when
Jackie.
they got
so.
out of the guard.
He absolutely said just to kill everybody.
Yeah,
But
he
Jackie.
said anybody but Jackie.
But, the Bali do count as anybody, so fire away.
Oh. See, what he said was anybody but Jackie until the prince says otherwise.
Okay, so what you need me to roll, sir? Be probably what? Firearms and...
Firearms and dex, since you're keeping yourself back. You're not up in the middle of them like...
any bonus because of obfuscating to sneak in and not be seen?
Um...
If not, I understand.
I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to half his pool.
Got a ton of.
You go ahead and just roll your dice as you would normally, though. Oh, you may already have.
No, he hasn't. Yet.
Okay.
What? No, F that. I'm burning a willpower. How much can I re-roll for a willpower?
3.
3.
So what I'll do, just hit willpower re-roll or...
That
We'll
should
probably
do
roll
it.
And then just fill in 3. There you go. 3 successes.
All right.
At
so
least
that's
3.
Three
I'll
successes.
Take that.
With his dice pool cut, he only had 3 to dodge with. He got a success on every one of them. So
Wow.
tie goes to the player. What's the damage bonus for a crossbow?
That is a good question. I do not know what that would be. I mean, if I could look it up normal D&D, that'd be fine, but...
I'm not sure that works.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this works either, because most of the time, poor old Alexander generally hasn't really done much damage.
All right. Light piercing crossbow bolt is a +2 damage value. So you do 2 damage to this guy. He halves that
Mistake
because
would be
it's
any difference?
superficial.
I think you have to also make a roll to see if it hits the heart.
I believe that comes in if it does a certain amount of damage. Doing 1 damage to him is not going to be enough.
Okay.
Is it 3 with the +2 from the light ammo, or
It's 3 or I'm thinking off the top of my head it was 3 or 4. Let's see. If an attack, here it is. If an attacker with a wooden stake, crossbow bolt would count as that, succeeds at a called shot to a vampire's heart and inflicts 5+ damage to stake the vampire's heart paralyzes him.
You'd have to call the shot first.
And
Yeah,
I didn't
well-
call the shot. I just shot at him.
I'll admit, if you're using a crossbow, you're probably aiming for the heart, so I wouldn't worry too much about that one. But you'd have to get 5 or higher damage, so you've got to get a decent roll to do it.
yeah.
Okay.
But you have injured him to some degree.
So Blackjack could probably do it with a really good roll.
Yeah. Eddie pulled it off one time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
and that was straight rolling. I was perfectly prepared to let Eddie flub it, but he didn't.
Yeah, okay.
And then he went up like a match hit.
As much as I want to continue this combat, it is about to be.
I know.
No, let's continue this combat.
We're going to finish
Yeah,
this
let's continue.
round.
I'd say let's continue the combat because we're in the thick of it right now.
Well, combats only go 3 rounds, so if y'all want to continue on until we finish the 3 rounds, we will do so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so who has not gone this round? Jolene, you are snatched up in the air by Blackjack, who's looking up at you really surprised because and you realize he probably was seeing something different than what was actually there.
Did it hide her voice at all?
Well, he's dropped the illusion at this point, which is why Blackjack's looking surprised.
Howdy. Not what I expected this to be a shotgun, but here we are.
Think we can get me out of this?
Yeah.
And yes, with the 3 potents, yeah, you snap some handcuffs like too much trouble.
My potions are in his pocket. And she
I'm
just
not-
starts walking back in there.
All
She's gonna try and fuck up that circle.
right.
or at least drag one of the dead bodies away to like disrupt it, or maybe just punch. No, no, she's gonna
Yeah.
walk back in and punch some poor bastard in the back of the head.
Joel. Oh, all right.
Strength brawl, right?
Yes. Or
Magic.
Dex Brawl, whichever one you'd rather use.
Just imagine her finding a brick and just thunk.
Actually, yeah, no. As she walks by, like where Sam's car is wedged in the wall, she just grabs a rock, and yeah, Jolene has left the building.
Caveman.
No, she's come into the building.
She's come back in the building.
Her physical form has.
Yeah.
Actually, you wouldn't have left the building because Blackjack had not had a chance to act again to bloop you out.
I wasn't gonna blink. I would have just been. But yeah, fair enough. Well, then you just.
Now,
punch
there
them in
are,
the head.
you know, they've scooted furniture out of the way. There's a chair you can pick up to go smash somebody if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's whatever like horrible implement of furniture death or like rubble death she can find. Actually, no, furniture. She's snapping off a leg.
With a 3 strength, snapped off a chair leg's feasible. All right.
They're not strong.
You've got a club.
Yeah, she's got a club, possibly a stake.
It's not
yeah,
sharpened.
That's gonna be for just hits. Okay.
So I would penalize you. You wouldn't get the +2 damage from it. But if you still manage to get 5 successes, I'd let you drive it on through there.
I mean, I only got 4 right now.
You could always, can Thin Bloods rouse their blood to bump a stat?
It doesn't say they can't.
So, you could always amp
I'll
yourself
double
up if you want
check. I don't know. You know what? I'll do that on the next turn. Like
Okay.
after she just hits somebody in the back of the head. But yeah, I'll rouse.
to. Alright, so
blood
smack
to
somebody in the back of the head.
strike. That's whoever's closest when she comes in, like in the circle.
Cool, so you were on the opposite side of the circle. Okay. Give me a roll.
And I did brawl strength.
Okay. Only 110, but that's still 4 successes, so that is pretty good.
And I'm rousing her blood for anchor strength for the duration of this.
Okay. Alright.
I just gotta take it back out.
However, poor Andre matched you success for success. But, ties go to the defender. Club is +2. Heavy impacting.
What is it, Vinny? I heard that trill.
Let's see. So, you said you were boosting your strength, so...
Well, I mean, I can re-roll or roll like 1 dice to see.
Yeah, go ahead and roll 1 extra dice.
Okay.
Success.
Alright, so that would be 1 damage plus the 2, so it does 3 damage to him, half for superficial. I'm going to round up in favor of the player, so he takes 2. He kind of cries out and stumbles half forward, stops his chanting completely. You can't hear him over the chanting, but the way his mouth's moving, you're pretty sure he called you a thin blood witch, or maybe something similar.
Yeah, that's probably the nicest thing she'll be called tonight.
Alright, second round. Since Blackjack's got the celerity going full blaze, we'll let him go first. While this is going
so
on,
that's
all the
gonna
sheriff's people are running up, so at the end of this round, they will just be getting to the end of the building.
Question.
Mhm.
Can Samuel toss something to Blackjack first?
That's acceptable.
Okay. He's going to pull off a stake that looks to be coated in black, brackish blood. He's going to toss it to Blackjack.
What is it coated in?
Scorpion venom. Non-halved superficial damage.
Okay, fair enough.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
That's what my rouse check was for earlier, is
All
to burn enough blood to coat a stake with it.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Blackjack, who you going after?
Travis, who else?
Maeve's already fighting Travis. Don't steal
Uh-huh.
kill.
I'm
Yeah.
alive for the prince to question.
Hence the stake.
I'm also going to rouse my blood to raise my strength.
Okay.
As this is all
I'm
going on
assuming
at
you're
once.
calling the shot.
I am calling the shot. I get hungrier. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Yeah, he's just like has a steak like this. He's like,
All right. So called. Is there anything
Uh,
special about a called shot? Usually a modifier of -2 successes. I'm not going to worry about that because he's already distracted by having Maeve own him as well.
sure, okay.
All right, so give me the attack roll.
Strength and brawl.
Yes, or Dex and Brawl, whichever you'd rather use.
Strength.
I figured.
And then modifiers. 3. I'm gonna willpower
Okay.
for 2
You
of
can,
those
oh, yeah,
dice.
but I say you can only re-roll 2 of them, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
All right, and then Travis goes.
I do get a +3 to it because of potence.
That's a +3 to the damage, not to the.
Correct.
Okay. Oops.
That is a threshold I'm going for.
And Travis has got a dexterity plus his brawl. And he slashes at you with his knife when you do that.
Sure.
That's a 10, and that's a 10. And
But I
that's
haven't
an
been able to
8.
use rapid reflex to do that.
And-
Or is that specifically for shooting?
You'd have to read it. What does it do?
I got the PDF. I'm scrolling.
So 2, 4, 6, 8. So he got 8 successes.
Rapid reflexes. Can react with superhuman. Can observe incoming projectiles to the extent that they can attempt to dodge arrows or even bullets. It doesn't say anything about dodging
Okay, that's fine.
melee.
All right, so
What
he
else
got.
do you have?
Well, do you have fleetness?
I
He has to have fleetness if he has 3 points.
Yeah,
Fleetness is
yeah,
the
never
only
mind.
level 2
Never
one.
mind.
you know,
Never mind.
it's fine. Let's just check.
All right, so he got 8 minus your
God.
3, so he won by 5.
Okay.
If he had a stake, he could have staked you.
Mhm.
But he does it. He has a knife, which is +2. So he beat you by 5. So that's
Sure.
7. So that is 7 superficial damage.
Halved.
Half that to 3. And then what's
And
your
then
fortitude?
reduced.
My fortitude is 3.
Fine.
So he cuts your shirt. He cuts a nice line in your shirt, and maybe even your jacket if you're holding it, or if you're wearing it.
Yeah,
Not the jacket.
bro.
But the skin is completely unscarred.
Get in there.
Maeve,
Yes.
what you doing this round?
Well, Blackjack just attacked who she was attacking.
That doesn't mean you can't attack him.
I know. She's going to attack him again. So, brawl, and dexterity. Four.
Hold on, nope there. He got 1 success, so you beat him by 3.
And then 2 more.
So that's
'Cause of
5
the
damage
claws.
he takes.
Yep.
God, you could have staked him.
Straight superficial damage right there.
Did you hurt him before?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
Did you do 2 to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I had
And
I had the
Cubby
amount
catch
written
up
down. I
with-
didn't have his name next to it. So
Okay.
Travis. So that's 5 more. He is not looking too good.
Stamina looking like a bitch, aren't you?
Now.
That's not nice to dogs.
Travis doesn't slice back at her. He just when Blackjack says that, he looks at Blackjack. Oh, would a bitch do this? And he comes out with what looks like some kind of grenade.
Okay.
And he pings it, and there's a huge eruption of fire. I need the two of you to give me frenzy checks.
Okay.
Lovely.
How
All
close is
right.
Jolene to this? Does she need to do it as well?
Oh yeah, you're standing right there, so yeah.
I feel like it's not real. Me, the player. Don't worry about Blackjack.
So give me those rouse checks.
Yeah.
Rouse check or frenzy check?
Frenzy check, excuse me.
4?
See,
You're
me
fine.
asking, is that a real grenade or is it an illusion?
This is happening kind of quick. They ain't got time. to
One. Ooh, God.
Well, me
Oh, no,
asking
Blackjack!
because since the unseen is passive. So if it's an illusion, I get to roll against it.
All right. Give me a roll for that then.
So Jolene and Maeve are fine.
Just gonna beat the fuck out of. I'm gone. Boop. I'm back at the Primrose.
In the Primrose, in the basement.
Oh,
Please go back to the ledges with one of the Thin Bloods.
oh, Blackjack.
All right. He got 4 successes, and Samuel got most of
6.
successes. Yes, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. The fire is an illusion. As the fireball woofs up, Travis is heading to the back of the building.
Samuel, is he passing between?
No,
or
he
is
had
there somebody
carried.
between Samuel and
If the
there's someone
sim-
between him and Samuel.
Yeah, the entire circle of people are between them. He had carried Jolene to kind of the top of the circle, and that's kind of where all this scuffling is going on. You're kind of
Okay.
across from.
Right.
Would Maeve
From
be
where
able
you're
to-
standing, you don't even really see the grenade. You just see the illusionary fire. And what were you
Right.
saying, Rat?
Would Maeve be able to follow him since she's fine with the fire? No, I think he's probably trying to run off.
You don't see him running off. You just see the fire.
Okay.
Samuel sees him because he sees through the illusion.
We just don't run away from the illusion fire.
Right.
Oh, except for Blackjack.
Except for Blackjack. Boy, Blackjack's
Blackjack.
fast now.
Mm-hmm.
The one curse of having celerity. You'll be gone much further.
Call
Does
somebody
Travis-
a bitch and then immediately run away.
Does Travis look at Samuel at any point during that? Like maybe to see if Samuel saw through the illusion?
No, he just sets it off and he runs.
Okay. Fair enough. Alrighty.
I mean, it's as it's going off, he's turning around.
Mm-hmm.
I think we lost that guy.
It's possible.
And he's back.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that was Blackjack went. Maeve carved him up. Then he went. Alexander,
Yes, sir.
what you doing?
Problem is Alexander's not real sure at this point, and so is player of is it best to be using a crossbow, or does he need to pull out the more better firearms? Trying to think. At this point, I think Alexander is just like, piss on this. I have to sit here and reload this every time. He just throws the crossbow off to the side. He just pulls out the shotgun.
With the dragon fire or dragon rounds? What do they call it?
Yeah, it'd be the ones with the dragonfire rounds. And again, he's just aiming at Bali, Tremere, just anybody at the circle. he's going to disrupt anybody chanting. So he's going to open fire on any of them. Might even go back to shooting the one that he had previously shot a stake at.
That works. Fire. Fire when ready. Oh, I just realized I've been forgetting to have Alejandro and his buddy do something.
They're fine. They're distracted by something up there. There's a really interesting part in that book they're reading.
Oh, that's right. They're still trying to pull off the ritual. So.
Still trying to get the chanting going.
They're like clapping, trying to keep everyone on time.
Sorry.
All right. So.
I wanna at least try and do better. So one more time.
All right.
Okay. Well, it's a 3. Okay. Great.
Unfortunately, he got 4 successes and 2 of them were 10s. So that's really 6 successes.
Oof.
Luckily for you, he does not have. Oh wait, he does have a way to. He does have a way to return fire on you. I forgot.
I mean, that's fair.
Full fire.
He doesn't stop his chanting. Not with that many successes. But yeah, he whips around and a green ball of flame appears in his hand and he throws it at you.
Okay.
So you
What
got
would I
3
need?
successes minus. So that leaves him with 3 successes. So that is 3 aggravated damage and give me a frenzy check.
Give you what roll?
Frenzy.
Frenzy.
Because of Blackjack's celerity, at some point when he's like halfway to
The primrose.
the primrose, would he be like, "Wait a minute, I didn't feel any fire," or is it, am I out for the whole scene?
Give me a second to think about it.
What's that? If I remember,
Okay.
Roystrick it's until you can't perceive the threat anymore.
Which it only take 1 round to be out of sight from it.
Yeah, just
At which point, then he might stop and think, "Wait a second."
yeah, that's fine.
Well, I miss so well.
Okay, so you
You
take.
run into.
Feel right check as well.
Let's see. Being burned takes 2. Oh no, you rolled just what you needed.
Meets
Okay,
beats it.
so just 2 slashes, or is it?
No,
Two
you
holes.
you take 3 aggravated.
You're just not running.
It just doesn't make you afraid enough to run. So you're not
Yeah,
following.
no, but I'm saying in the system, aggravated is like complete empty squares or slash squares. If I remember right.
Now you X those squares. Basically, click each square twice, and it should go from empty to slash to double slash.
All right.
So he manages to basically catch you like right in the face. It hurts.
Yeah. If I'm understanding the system correctly, Alexander's not looking pretty. I mean, granted, he wasn't
Well,
looking pretty to begin with, but
Yeah.
Well, you should have at least 6 or 7 health levels. I mean, pretty much everybody comes out to at least that much. Where is his health?
How many filled-in boxes are left?
Looks like 3.
Okay.
Yeah, max
so
health
if
is
that
currently
happens
6.
again,
You're dead.
yeah.
Well, he goes into torpor.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it won't be pretty.
No. But that was also a really good roll on the part of the Bali in question. All right. Who has left? Samuel hasn't gone this round, has he?
Nope.
Or Jolene.
Jolene.
Okay. Samuel, go ahead.
And the sheriffs were rolling in at the end of this turn, right?
Right, they were going to show up.
Oh God, I passed the sheriff as I'm running in fear.
Yeah.
I was just coming out to get you guys.
Yep. Samuel's gonna just just march right up on the guy and
All right, roll it.
still firearms composure.
Yes. Holy smokes. My dice don't like y'all this combat.
I mean, it is
Screw
the
it.
last battle.
You say this is the last battle.
Alright, so that is 3. Okay,
It's
3 is what
like-
you got.
Not the last battle, but it's the final arc.
Let's see, the guy you had shot at before was... Okay. So 3... He's got more than
Also-
you. So that takes away those. So he got 4 successes, higher than you.
If he's good.
Were you shooting at a volley or at a... you had 2 of them roughly equal distance.
I don't remember which one I shot at first. I just marched up to the closest one and shot. I don't think I specifically.
I think that was a Tremere. I think we established.
Okay, so the Tremere does not have the fire to throw back at you. He doesn't have a way to retaliate, so it's just a miss.
Yeah.
Jolene!
When she came in, would she have noticed if the barely living Thin Bloods is there? Are they like anchored down in any way? Or are they just there?
They're just on... they're impaled. They're just on the stake. Gravity is holding them in place.
Like holding them like they're on the stake, like like staked and like Vlad the Impaler.
Like
style.
Vlad the Impaler. Not staked through the heart, well, unless it went the
Is-
long way up through the heart.
Yeah. Are any of them close enough? How close are one of them to her?
They were at the cardinal points. Oh, no, they were
Was,
at each
uh,
point of the... Yeah. One of them's pretty close.
Cardinal points.
One of them, this one's eyes are still moving.
Is the stake something she could like snap? Or the whatever's impaled?
It's on kind of a base, so you could definitely push it over and like start pulling them off the stake without any trouble. Well, I mean, it's some effort, but
I mean, she's gonna assume that even pushing them over would help disrupt the ritual.
that's very possible.
She'll kind of like make eye contact with them and be like, "Sorry about this," and like push the whatever they're on over.
They make a very pitiful sound. That clearly hurt a lot.
Sorry. And then if she has any like action or anything left, she's gonna take a swing at anyone close to her.
Okay, you got some channers close to you.
Like-
Take a swing with your club.
Okay. Strength brawl.
Beat their ass.
Oh, and hi, Otter.
Hello, hello.
He popped up on one account and then swapped over to his other.
Okay, willpower.
And yeah, we're still going. We're in the middle of a fight. We're trying to wrap it up.
Ooh.
So that's
Ah,
3, 4, 5. Andre only got 1 success. So
how
4,
much
5,
damage did
6,
this club count for?
plus 2.
Could she theoretically stake him with it?
I didn't call it.
Okay,
And
fair.
And she would not be getting the plus 2 damage, so she wouldn't have beaten him by 5.
From my dice.
Gosh.
Okay.
Well, I'm not,
Alright.
Yeah.
So that's 5 points of damage, halved, round up in favor of the players. So he takes 3. Yeah, you knocked him pretty silly. I mean, like his head, it looks like you partially crushed in some of his head.
Oof.
ooh.
Gonna like moving her feet around to try and like mess up any lines too. Like she's trying to fuck this circle up as much as she can.
It's like she's doing the Ollie shuffle to try to scrape together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're
she's trying
smearing
to,
the blood.
like,
You are starting to
mess up
smear the blood a little bit.
Yeah. She's listened to enough of Samuel's
It's
long-winded.
the blood's not still completely wet. It's become that kind of tacky, so it's not as easy to smear. But yeah.
Yeah, sticking to her shoes and like getting other places and yeah. She's just doing what she can.
Connecting lines that aren't supposed to be connected.
Oh, this could be bad. We summoned a lemon.
This
Why
could
did
be
we
real,
summon a
Brian.
lemon?
Damn cursive writing!
Thank you.
Alrighty.
So anywho, that's everybody. All right, top of the order. Blackjack, and the sheriff and his deputies are busting through windows and stuff at this point. And you know, the ones at the front are just coming through the door Samuel made.
Yeah.
Blackjack is gone.
Blackjack has run across the parking lot.
I was just coming to get you guys.
You're now away from what went on, so you're sitting there catching your breath for a second.
And he just like zooms back.
Well, you don't know that it wasn't fire, but you've got a hold of yourself, and you know it's not like a raging. The building's not on fire, so you can run back in.
Right. Those are the gears turning in Blackjack's head. He's like, and he just like zooms back.
So you disappear, and then you reappear.
Yeah, and then just assessing the situation. I don't see just like really quick. I'll give you a once over. I don't see Travis.
No, his illusion has become a charred body laying there that's still a little bit on fire. Doesn't seem to be spreading to the floor or anything though. I mean, it looks realistic, like there's a little burnt floor around him, but it's not like it's spreading through the building or anything.
Right.
The man knows his business.
It's fake.
Off to the back.
All right, so you run in, find out it's fake, you rush to the back.
Yeah. Travis back there.
Not that you see. And then somebody tries to shoot you with a shotgun loaded with dragonfire rounds.
Sure.
Wonder where this
As
person
you-
could have gotten one of those from.
Huh.
Yeah. To be fair, at the time, we didn't know.
Oh, and he's a lot better with his firearms than he is with his brawl. Nice.
I can use rapid reflex to just dodge out to defend. Is what I'm saying.
The bullets.
Ooh, I was going to make you half your, since he's basically hidden, I was going to make you half your die pool, like I do when some of you guys obfuscate and shoot somebody. But you're right, with that speed, you can see incoming bullets to dodge, so you can see the dragon breath coming at you.
Yep.
So give me your
What
full
is the
defense
about
roll.
Celerity.
No.
Oh,
penalty
come
to
on,
the
Travis,
defense
don't go out like
by
this.
cover against-
Oh no, Travis! Yes, go out!
like this. Go out like this.
8 dice he gets to
so-
roll. 8 dice
so-
he gets to roll. Ugh.
So I'm rolling strength and brawl, yeah.
No,
Well, if
he's
you're gonna-
shooting you.
If you're gonna
Right.
dodge,
Dex
'cause-
athletics.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
yeah,
That is significantly worse for me, but it's okay.
it's better for the dexterity fighter, but good luck. Need it.
Godspeed.
1 success.
Oh.
Okay, so he does 2 to you. Oh, well, 2. He beats you by 2 successes. He had 3.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Shotgun damage is...
+3.
So 3, 4, 5. So 5 points of aggravated damage.
And doesn't he take 3 because of
Dragonfire.
No, it's the fortitude. If he got fortitude of 3 like I did.
Aggravated damage cuts through a lot of that, depending on which abilities he's
Defy
got.
Bane?
I can
Don't you
do
have-
Defy Bane.
Okay.
He has Defy Bane.
And what does that do exactly?
3 takes away 3
Can
aggravated.
take away 3. It's a rouse check.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you take 2 aggravated at this point.
Right. Rouse. I'm
It's
good.
better than 5.
And give me a frenzy check because you're being burned.
1 sec. Got a lot of things I'm doing at once.
It's all good.
Do them all at once.
We got this. Roll all the
Mhm.
dice. ASMR that shit up.
And that is
That's 4 actually.
yep, because they're both 10s.
Yeah.
And you only needed the 10. You only needed the 2 anyway.
Yeah.
I was making you roll for being inside a burning building with the first one because it was all there right in front of you like that.
Right. So I can attack him back, right?
You
At this
still
point-
don't see him. You just saw where that gout of flame from the shot came. So I'll give him a couple dice bonuses. You can't really
Sure.
see him. But you're reacting fast enough that he won't have had a chance to move, so. And this is
Get
his
off into
dex
business.
and his brawl.
5 successes.
Alright. And that was your regular roll.
That was my regular roll.
Let's
So
see.
if you want to burn a willpower, roll those other two.
So I'm
maybe
gonna
get a
take
crit.
2 dice. I
Ah.
said a little bonus. I'll take 2 dice off of his roll. He got 2 successes.
So that feels good.
So that's 3 plus your 3 potents.
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh, there's Travis. He already had.
Let's see
Did
if
quite a bit of
Blackjack's,
damage.
Blackjack's using that stake Samuel gave him. That's not have superficial damage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So he
Covered in
hit
that good shit.
that shit hordy.
The fiery body illusion outside drops. The illusion that hiding him drops. He drops the shotgun Sam gave him.
Is he on? Is
Does he drop?
does he drop?
No, because he is pinned on that stake that you're holding with your 3, so you have no trouble.
To answer your question, yes.
Well, he can't respond to you.
Good.
His eyeballs are doing the responding.
He'll turn around. Like, I recognize the signs of torpor at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay, I turn around.
When the
and
flaming
go back
body
to the right.
outside disappears, so does Alejandro and the Bali kind of priest-looking guy.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Shit.
Indeed.
Fuckity fuck fuck.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap it here, because now you've really just got flunkies left. And you got
Okay.
tons of backup pouring in. And
I
it's,
was gonna
nine,
say
and
all
it's,
the
The prince show up?
and it's
like
9:30. He shows up very shortly after this, but he shows up in the wind down.
Mhm.
Can we throw the scourge in front of him?
Yes,
Come on.
absolutely. What do you mean? That's
Do it.
exactly what I'm doing. Grab him like this. Prince walks in.
Good job, Deputy.
I so badly want
Jolene's
to
just gonna.
So once the bosses disappear, all the chanting breaks out, and all the Bali and Tremere are really just trying to get away at that point.
They're
None
starting to get
none of them do.
I was gonna say, I assume they're starting to get like steak and shit.
Let's say if one runs by Samuel, like just to show just literally how angry he is, he grabs one, rips out the stake, and just slams it in.
When I'm just saying, at some point when they drop the scourge, Jolene is going up there and grabbing her potions out of his pocket.
Surprisingly, none of them are broken.
She uses that good quality glass.
That
She's probably
good
had a
shit.
potion or two break.
So the fallout from this,
But we're not having Elysium up there anymore.
not for a while. They're gonna have to do a lot of repairs.
A lot of
Uh,
repairs, a lot of cleanup. Yeah.
A lot of scrubbing the blood off the floor.
Oh, she's gonna make sure to get the other thin bloods down and kind of triage them.
all the ones that are impaled, you can bring back. Some of them had drifted into torpor. A couple of them, their eyes were still moving, so yeah, they were still conscious up there. All of them are going to have some.
young
They're going to need some therapy.
Yeah.
The ones that were bloody eagled, they're gone.
Yeah.
One of the ones that was still awake when you get them off the stake, alternates back and forth between thanking you and asking you where you were.
She just kind of like hugs them and just.
The other one keeps telling you that Becky said you'd show up.
Jolene's gonna also make sure someone goes by the Waffle House to let them know about what went down there. And she's gonna put in her 2 weeks.
Yeah, I ain't coming back.
And that's a pretty good reason. I just got kidnapped, and someone got murdered in there. I put my 2 weeks in now. Thank you.
The prince tells you he'll have someone take care of it.
What? Did Jolene tell Blackjack that her potions were in the thing? Were in his?
Oh yeah, no, she would have told him.
Okay.
Yeah, my potions are in his.
You would have had
coat.
them.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
would have given them
She
to
would
her.
have. She would just like taken them. She's doing a lot of that.
So in the next few days, a lot of Bali and a lot of Tremere are questioned. They are all sentenced to final death and staked out for the sun. Once the Tremere lasts a few days longer because he wants to make sure he gets all the information out of him he can.
Mm-hmm. Samuel will freely dominate any of them to get as much information as possible.
You find Jackie in the back. She's been staked. She basically tells you, basically as soon as Travis sent him that, they may be on to you, they actually came and checked her phone. It's like they were suspicious of her kind of from jump.
Okay.
She did not know that Alejandro was in bed with the Bali until they showed up to do this ceremony. She knew he was up to something, but whether it would be, up to something with the prince, it was above her pay grade. She just did not have enough facts that she was going to bug him.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she found out what exactly was going on, and she saw as soon as she got a chance, she sent you that meme.
Yeah.
Alejandro didn't have a clue what it meant, but the rest of the Tremere were young enough; they knew exactly what it was.
Yeah. See, and with the prince there, he told the sheriff already, but he will tell the prince that Jackie was the one that warned Samuel about what was happening.
I think you had already mentioned. Oh, you'd mentioned that to the sheriff, though.
I mentioned that to the sheriff because he was the one talking.
And she gets thoroughly questioned, but she's cleared in the end. You find out Henry was attacked. They had some Bali jump him.
How badly are they dead?
They're all burned to a crisp. There was no one taken.
Yeah.
They're burned to a crisp, and some of the Chantry's neighbors are complaining that you were burning leaves out back.
What happens to the Scourge?
He is thoroughly questioned, and basically what he told you is really all he tells them. He talked to the Bali, they gave him a new lease on life. He really doesn't bother denying anything. He knows he's dead. As soon as he wakes up, he knows he's dead. He even admits to having killed the previous prince, which causes some ripples. Charles does not seem particularly surprised, nor does Nora Deschler. Though both of them have pretty good poker faces, so that may or may not mean anything.
Yeah.
Travis is staked out for the sun.
Jolene will make a point of being there when he's staked out.
You and every other day drinker. Everybody.
Oh yeah, I'm betting all of them. Just sort of
you have to keep rain on it to make sure nobody films it.
But you're sitting there with your
Yeah, you're
popcorn and your
Let's
seats
say-
outside and just.
I just imagine them all standing there, very much even if the others don't. Jolene's just gonna straight into his eyes as he dies. I want me to be the
Let's
last. See you when you die, you fucker.
And Samuel will ask the prince if he could be the one to stake Travis.
Oh yeah. When he gets to restaked, sure. Charles got no problem with that.
Yeah, Samuel will run.
Assuming
the stake.
Jolene doesn't want to be the one to do it.
Mm,
He basically tells you Jolene gets
Yeah.
First dibs.
I'll
right.
be as long as I can watch him turn to ash, that's enough for me.
Yeah, Samuel will run the stake through. He'll just lean over and whisper in Travis's ear, "That was my daughter you took. There's nothing a father won't do to bring them back." then he'll just shove the stake in more and stand up and just walk away.
Travis has just enough time to roll his eyes at you as it goes in.
His eyes are the only thing that can move, but they're
Defiant
very
to the
alert.
end.
He died like he lived. A smartass.
Well, if Travis rolls his eyes and Samuel catches it, does Samuel catch him rolling his eyes?
Oh
when he
yeah,
shoves
yeah,
it in?
yeah. He's real obvious about it.
Okay, then Samuel just goes. Just slams his thumbs right through Travis's eyes and rips his eyes out.
Hey. I was gonna stare into those as he died.
They grow back.
Not to the time it takes him to burn up in the sun.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's okay. Alexander will just set up a secret camera so Jolene can have that to watch over and over again.
Yeah, all the Thin Bloods. She could charge admission to the Thin Bloods.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if Alexander does, with the stipulation that it is deleted and like wiped from existence afterwards, she will show it on a big screen TV to all the other Thin Bloods.
I'll say, yeah, after Samuel tears out Travis's eyes, he'll just throw some of them around, crush them underfoot. It's like, I want you to know, the only ones here that will witness your death are the people who hate you. Your legacy will be nothing.
Yeah,
And
you know.
any mark you made on history, I will wipe clean.
Yeah, he'd respond, but he can't. So all the
He's trying
conspirators
so
wind up
hard to
dead.
pull the finger.
The prince declares a blood hunt on Alejandro.
Mhm.
And, you know, on the Bali guy, but he basically declares a blood hunt on any Bali.
Samuel will also ask if he wants Henry to call Carl, considering demon worship has been confirmed with attempted summoning and awakening of an old one.
You can notify him as to what happened. But, you know, they cleared the Bali out. Alexander, you pick up Alejandro's car leaving the city, like a few hours later. Headed up towards Tennessee. If you pass that to the prince, he will send a message to the prince of Chattanooga, just in case Travis wasn't lying about where he ran it, you know, where he tracked the Bali to.
We like Samuel doesn't know what's underneath, right? The city.
Oh no, you hadn't got a chance to tell him that yet.
We probably
Yeah,
would
we
have
didn't
talked
have a
about it
chance
by
to
now.
tell him.
Yeah.
So we'll cover that next time.
Okay.
We'll probably jump another month or so.
No, let's just keep on going. Come on, right?
No, it's 9:40. It's almost 9:45. We need to go ahead and wrap it up. Some of the people watching who have been troopers
Yeah.
probably need to get
But
to
this,
bed.
but this is the longest we've gone. This is awesome.
Appreciate
Oh
all you.
God, can we just keep going?
And yes, I appreciate everybody that's hung in there this whole time because I haven't noticed the numbers
Yeah.
of viewers dropping or
was-
anything. So,
We love
It was
all
fun.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this was a ride, folks.
This was a
It
ride.
was.
and after
It's gonna have some
yeah,
mental trauma.
after tonight, we have 3 more sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be crap hitting fans every session until the end.
And the fans keep getting bigger and the crap keeps getting runnier.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And on that positive note, we'll bid you adieu. I've been your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And again, we've had Sarah playing Jolene, Eric playing Samuel, Rap playing Maeve, Duba playing Alexander, and Decca playing Blackjack. And we will see you... Let me find my... Where did my credits go?
The black square.
Alright, there's my black square. Now, where did my credits go? I didn't delete my credits, did I?
Oh
there.
no.
No, I got it.
They're over there. They're
Okay.
over there.
Got to make sure the guy that did the folks that did the theme music get their props.
Okay.
And we will see y'all later.